boop, 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 boop. I'm only 4 days late behind Mario Day, but that doesn't matter because better late than never to do a last-minute Mario live stream. So the reason why I'm doing this, I mean, for those who are about to join in the chat right now, look at the community post. I was like, let me decide to take a look. So I decided to make a little tier list streams of what should I do for the next thing I should do for my content. And I'm like, you know what type of live streams do y'all want to see? You want to see more reactions? You want more tier lists or gaming streams? If I ever got like the equipment just to use PS5 or PC, and I'm like, you know what? We just want more tier list streams because they're fun. Well, technically I did not invite anyone to just be a part of it because, you know, the list is going to be like pretty short, but you know what? Just got to do some last minute stuff, either for pop cultural reasons or for Google AdSense revenue, just to get that check in, because, you know, definitely gotta need me the money. Can't make the scene if you don't have the green. I know there's gonna be people currently gonna be watching the stream. Yahoo! We're definitely gonna be watching Ricky Ricardo's Speed Supersonic video, but that's gonna be hilarious. So yeah, made a whole tier list for the Mario movie characters because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if I would have made like a Mario video game tier list, I would have been like, yeah, I would call myself a liar if I'd never like say like, oh yeah, I played the new Mario Kart game, I play Mario and Luigi Brotherhood, something like that, because, you know, I don't have a Nintendo console anymore. I'm full-on PlayStation 5 type of player. So, either way, this is just something last minute to do. So, without further ado, we already got the tier list, and yes, it's nothing too big, so I'm not going to count any background characters, even though there are some fun cameos, like, hey, Charles Martinet as the Jumper Man, and Mario's dad, Mario's mom, the random Koopa Troopas, the Goombas, whatever that is. So, trust the fungus, my good sir, please trust the fungus. Yeah, that's what the old Bowser said from the live action movie, including that live action chimpanzee that comes by and he goes, monkey. Oh man, that would have been so funny. What is up? Yeah, we're doing a Mario movie tier list, and you guys can clearly tell that there's not much. But that being said, this tier list stream probably might be quite short, but we're not going to end the stream that quick. We probably might just watch some random Mario parody stuff as long as they don't get sued like Nintendo, like Logan 30 Acre, which we're not going to turn this to like a whole full-on brain rot stream. So now you're probably thinking, Daniel, you do realize it's the 14th. You could have done this on Mario Day, March 10th. Well, let me just be clear. The reason why that I haven't done it because, you know, one, life has been too busy because life's like Roblox. They call me asparagus. Number two, I was like, well, let me just rewatch the movie for myself again because, in retrospect, I still say the Mario movie is still, I won't say it's the best, but it's one of the better video game adaptations aside from, you know, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, which is pretty self-explanatory about the post that I post on my channel. But that being said, since I'm not going to be posting on the games, because yeah, I have played Mario Kart games in my GameCube days, Nintendo Wii games, but let's just talk about the characters, because at least, you know, the movie, I won't say they flesh this out every single character, but at least the ones that, like, truly matter. So, before we start with the stream, usually I would, like, promote, but you know what? Don't want to make this ramble too long. So, Digital Dog says, what up? Emily Bradford says, awesome, awesome. In the words of Gibby, hi, it's great to be here, Freddy. Without further ado, let's go on with Chris Pratio, aka Super Mario himself. So, let us start off with the first character, which is Mario himself, who is technically, you know, the main character of the movie. So, let's talk about the voice. So, Chris Pratt, back then, of course, it was a meme where he just says things like, it's a me. I'm Mario. That's not the voice. That's gonna be the voice. Like, technically, I was expecting like a whole Bob Hoskins, Lou Albano type of voice by going, hey, paisanos, Luigi, gonna go stop over the Goombas. But that being said, at least Chris Pratt, I won't say he's not the most best casting consideration for Mario, because clearly there's much more better casting considerations, whether that's, I don't know, Pedro Pascal or Oscar Isaac or someone that's part of the Italian heritage, but that doesn't matter. I say Pratt himself actually did a pretty solid job. I mean, you can clearly tell it's his voice, but then I'm just going to be talking a little bit more Brooklyn like that. And at some points, he actually does a decent job whenever he does the wahoo, yaha! So I'm like, alright, it's like Chris Pratt's not totally phoning it in for the money, but clearly they cast it by saying like, well, he is popular because of the Lego movie and Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World, which makes it more funny that Mario's like, you know, this version of Mario does not interact with any Yoshis yet until like that hypothetical sequel that'll come out next month. But anyway, aside from the solid voice performance for Pratt's Mario, let's just talk about the character himself. So clearly, Mario himself is the one that basically is carrying and progressing the story. So you're telling me that he just went from a plumber boy from Brooklyn at the time, Star-Lord is S tier, I mean, no, Garfield, I mean, hold up, the Lego guy, no, wait, I mean, Mario. what's another role that Chris Pratt plays? Oh yeah, some random dude from Ben 10. I forgot what his character's name. But that being said, look, the voice aside, I think his character definitely has like a meaningful arc. Like, first of all, him and his brother Luigi. I mean, literally they referenced the Super Mario Bros. TV show where the Mario Blums, their plums a game. Pratt did a solid impression of the Italian voice. I like the fact that Luigi tells Mario by saying, like, that is cinema. You think the Italian accent's too high? And then we got an iconic cameo from Charles Martinet's character where he goes, too much, it's a perfect. But then when you have other characters that kind of talk him down, whether that's his former boss, Spike, or his family, like the iconic meme where the dad's like, I think you're nuts. The worst thing is, you're bringing your brother down with you. Which obviously the meme's everywhere. So clearly, nobody believes of the buffoonery that Mario can actually make a successful plumbing business in the town of Brooklyn. And the only person that actually gives a crap about Mario is his brother Luigi. So, in other words, despite Luigi's being like, you know, cowardly as he should be, but Mario, on the other hand, is a lot more active, more progressive, and not treating like, you know, the small little guy, but saying like, you know what, I could be something more than just being such a stupid joke. So, let me just get over, what if Mario never existed? I never watched Ben 10, so I never knew that at all. I'm not the biggest fan of Ben 10, but I discovered that from Chris Pratt's earlier voiceover roles, but that's what I think. What if Mario never existed? Then, that's honestly a really dumb question. Then you can literally replace Mario and just call it like the Super Mega Man Bros. I don't know. But anyway, back to my ramble for Mario. So, I like the fact that this Mario is basically flawed and he's not like too OP, not too perfect. Like, he definitely like make mistakes along the way. I mean, Luigi's definitely like done much more mistakes than Mario in the movie. But once when they went out to the plumbing service, and then I like the fact that it starts to become wholesome by saying, it's okay, Luigi, as long as we're together, everything's gonna be okay. And then boom, they got separated to different worlds. Obviously, it leads to the whole journey, literally like a video game. I'm like, well, I gotta go save my brother. Until then, meets Toad, goes to the Mushroom Castle, which I will say this, I like the fact that Mario still remains to be friendly, even though he's not really used to the whole world of talking little shroom heads that has like no nose or something like that. And the fact that even though, sadly, Mario, despite, you know, he's trying his best to be the Super Mario that we all know and love, the fact that, you know, everyone decides to walk on him, jump on him, or even beat him up, like for the Toad Guards, even Princess Peach herself, or even the fights that he has with Donkey Kong, which, once again, like the fact that, you know, I think that there's this one quote in the movie where it's like, oh, you just don't know when to quit, and then Mario just keeps on saying that like multiple times, and you know, it shows Mario's loyalty, like how much he'll look out for his brother, and despite, you know, his interactions with Princess Peach were interesting, which I will talk about Peach later on, but I will say that Mario definitely leads himself to like a good leading protagonist. I mean, sure, it's nothing too new when it comes to like, oh, like basically he just comes from this underdog to become the Super Mario. Anyway, let me just read the comments. Chris Pratt's take on Mario is like a simplified version of Emmett from the Lego movie. Except the difference is Emmett is a bit more optimistic and more self-aware. Mario, kind of like in a way like Emmett, but at the exact same time, Mario's a bit more chill, where Emmett's like, you know, more optimistic, where he goes, I'm so pumped out! Something like that. Have you seen the What If There Was a Live Action Mario sequel from the channel? Awesome. Oh, I actually was watching the Nostalgia Critic videos on the recent Mario movie, but also the Mario anime cartoon, which I did saw that as well. So, of course, I was like recently watching Nostalgia Critics videos. But anyway, back to the point where, even though I will admit, despite like, there's could have been some other things that could have been done more, like, luckily for Mario, they gave him the cat suit where he takes down Donkey Kong, and since when Chris Pratt voices Garfield a year later, I'm like, bro, Mario's just challenging his inner Garfield, just going, meow. Which I'm like, I guess we gotta change his name from Chris Pratt to Chris Cat now, even though Chris Pratt in real life seems more like a dog person than a cat person. But either way, it's cool that we get to see him wearing the cat suit, the Tanuki suit, literally at the end. The one thing that we felt robbed is when Donkey Kong was beating him up, he was gonna take the fire flower. Peach had it, Donkey Kong had it, but surprisingly Mario himself did not have the chance to use the fire flower, and I'm like, well, that would have been pretty cool, but if that's the case, then maybe save it for the potential sequels, and then, you know, we actually get to see more popular Mario suits, and heck, it would be so cool if he has, like, the Dr. Mario PhD outfit from one of the Mario games. So, either way, that's, like, one thing that I was just thinking about. But, that being said, another complaint I will say, like, aside from some missed opportunities with the suits, as much as I was anticipating for, like, the Mario vs. Bowser fight, and he does, you know, kick Bowser's turtle shell, like, so quickly, but the one thing that does suck is, it's a similar complaint that I have with the first Sonic movie as well as with the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie, where you have a great hero, you have a great villain, but yet they never had their interactions, they don't fight until like the very final act, and that's how it was between Mario versus Bowser. Then obviously Luigi just came to the move. Mario movie came out a year ago, technically almost 2 years ago since it came out on April 5th, 2025. So that being said, like the fact, like, Donkey Kong just rubs him off, even though Mario just decides to find, like, a good friendship with him. Even Peach decided to run him off. Like, for an instance, when Peach calls him out, like, when they're about to go to, like, Donkey Kong's land, along with their adventure with Toad, where one of the Toads are like, who's he? And then Peach is like, he's not important! But I will admit, there are some moments where, Pratt still stays true to Mario's character, like the one moment where Donkey Kong puts an uppercut and he goes, it's on me! So, that's some moments where, he just nails the character down. But that being said, it's cool to know that Mario definitely cares about, like, more people around him, whether it's Peach, whether it's, like, Luigi, since, that's, like, his ride or die bro. And even though he doesn't like Donkey Kong, but definitely sees the good in Donkey Kong, and they help each other out. It's, like, the typical rivals to friends trope that you see in, like, other sorts of media, like, the Sonic movies, like a prime example. And then at the very end, even though it's pretty self-explanatory that Bowser literally just knocked down Mario, literally at the same Pizza Punch-Out shop, literally the same place of where his journey basically started in the movie, is I like the fact that even though out of nowhere they play like the whole Super Mario Bros. Commercial literally on the TV, I like the moment where he just literally looks up and then just looks up to, stop Bowser for Donkey Kong, and then Bowser just says, you just don't know when to quit. And then Luigi comes in to defend him, and then obviously Mario made his dad proud, he made the whole town of Brooklyn proud. So, that being said, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty easy that Mario himself, like, I'm saying, like, as a character, easily an S tier. Like, you could definitely relate to what the character's gone through, but at the exact same time, you could definitely understand, like, his arc, his flaws, his journey, like, the underdog to becoming the Super Mario. I think what would be cool is they actually put more of the yellow cape stuff, just, a little bit of the commercial, Hope he gets the ice and the boomerang powers in the sequel. Yes, that would be cool. We'd like to see him and Luigi revert to the live-action 90s look. I would be surprised if they actually referenced the 1993 film with Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper and John Leguizamo, which I think that would be hilarious. I mean, the fact that they reference, like, the first movie referenced the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, so I think that would be cool. So wait, Mario movie characters, where's Iggy, Spike, and Goomba? We're not going to count those ones, so we're only counting characters that actually has, like, a purpose in the story and actually has, like, a decent chunk of the screen time, so that's where it is. So, we already got Mario out of the way. Now we're just going to move on with Mama Luigi to you. But, all jokes aside, we're just going to move on with Luigi. So, I think ever since day one, of course everyone was being salty with Chris Pratt's Mario because back then we thought it was weird. But the one casting choice that we were okay with, aside from Jack Black's Bowser, Charlie Day's Luigi, I mean, bro. I mean, if you've seen Charlie Day's other stuff, like, he always, like, screams and shouts so much like this. And also, another thing is, the fact I'm like, wait a minute, Chris Pratt and Charlie Day are in an animated movie together. I'm like, bro, is it because the crew behind Mario's, like, they watched the Lego movie, they're like, hey, yo, I like, Emmett Burkowski, and I like the Space Benny guy that says, spaceship, spaceship, spaceship. And I'm like, you know what? It honestly fits for them for being the Mario Bros. Luigi was wasted. I will get to my thoughts about, like, what I like about Luigi and what they could have done better with Luigi in the movie. So let me just see. In the Latino dub, Mario's dad's voiced by Bob Hoskins Mario. The Latino dub from the 93 one. You know what? That's honestly quite interesting. But anyway, Luigi, I definitely say they got his personality right. The fact, like, Luigi's more of a character. Like, bro, he definitely has, like, a banter problem when it comes to, like, some random Illumination Secret Life of Pets dog that tries to, like, take Mario down for one plumbing service. And Luigi's like, Mario, look! And then some moments where, Luigi was being, like, more in character. Like, the one segment I did like throughout the entire movie was the whole Luigi's Mansion inspired segment. Like, literally in the theme, when Luigi's, like, in the wastelands, and the music literally plays, bum, 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 kind of referencing Luigi's Mansion theme. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of surprised. Like, even though this movie kind of does a really good job with world building the world of Mario, even some D-Cup Super Nintendo references, like GameCube and many other Nintendo properties that were kind of, like, ease on there, like the Punch-Out game, Duck Hunt, and all that. But the one thing that was, like, pretty surprising is, like, we got, like, the short segment of Luigi just taking down, like, well, technically all these dry bone skeletons are chasing after him. And my mind's like, can we get a Luigi's Mansion spin-off movie? Which I think Charlie Day, the voice actor who voiced Luigi, definitely says that. Like, bro, like, the way how the dry bone skeletons chase him down, and then you got the Shy Guys just jump scaring him in a way. It's like, you know what? That is so true to Luigi's character, because, Luigi's just more like, a coward compared to Mario. So, let me just think. Do you think Mario's in the same universe, Secret Life of Pets, or other Illumination films? They never confirm or deny it, but despite the dog, that Luigi decides to, like, break the bone where the dog was actually being so sly just to chomp them over, since, the rest of the majority of the other Mario characters are like that. I mean, to be fair, though, to answer that question, there's, like, this whole Illumination video where you see like all the Illumination cast from Despicable Me, the Lorax, Secret Life of Pets, sing for some reason, including Illumination's Grinch, and they all sat down in the theater just to watch Mario. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I think by other Illumination movies, I think the Mario movie itself is like the best one, because at least Mario doesn't do, you know, typical fart jokes, typical brain rot jokes, which is saying a lot from a studio that mostly makes billions of dollars making talking Minions movies that will make all the Facebook moms laugh. But at the exact same time, I'm like, well, the only thing that's very Illumination vibe, aside from the non-Mario characters, the fact that they put a lot of licensed songs that we've heard so many before, from I Need a Hero, Take on Me, Thunderstrike. So basically it's just like so alone. But it's a standalone movie. So yeah, I don't think it's really canon to like other Illumination movies. It's just more like, you know, it's the art style. Like, think of it like this. Think of it like the Pixar movies. Like, you see a Toy Story Easter egg in The Incredibles, but it's not like they're really connected. It's just more like a wink wink. Those are kind of like some deep cut Easter eggs for our other Pixar movies. So that's what I could expect from Mario for like when it comes to Illumination. Honestly, Luigi should stay with Mario and the Mushroom King instead of being separate, because it's the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I 100% agree with you. I think that's one of the things that feels really misleading about the title of the movie. Like, it's literally called Super Mario Bros. Like, I talked about they got the character and the casting of Luigi right, but the utilization, I understand why they decided to make Luigi being, like, you know, the damsel in distress, because since, you know, kind of similar like most video game movies, like Sonic, for example, like, obviously people play the Mario games and basically they know like what it's like for being it, but if you're gonna like adapt that to the movies, like how can you make like a simple origin story about like where did Mario and Luigi come from, how did Mario and Luigi just become the Mario Bros? The one thing that kind of like feels a bit like off guard is the fact that Luigi was not like in the action that much, and that's mainly because, you know, Luigi is basically like the MacGuffin plot point that drives Mario to push forward towards the plot in a way, just like rescue him. Because to be fair, even though I will talk about Peach, because yeah, they definitely made huge changes to Princess Peach ever since, you know, that was released back in 2023, where we need more feminine girl bosses in our lead action heroes, and they're not damsel in distresses, they don't need a man to take care of them, and you know, all that jazz. But for Luigi in particular, it does make sense, because if they're doing like an origin story of the Mario brothers, then why would Mario need to rescue like some random girl that he doesn't even know much about? So I guess in the movies iteration, it does make sense away, because, you know, Luigi's kind of like, you know, his blood, like he doesn't want to like let his brother down, and that random quote that their father says, the worst problem is you're breaking your brother down with you, and Mario just definitely wants to prove it wrong and actually looks out for him. So that being said, I understand that is the motivational force, but that being said, kind of feel like for Luigi could have been like, I don't know, something more, just like instead of just being cast. But anyway, let me just take a look at the comments. Sad that it was released around the time when the original voice of Mario retired. That is very true, and come to think about it, like the final line that Charles Martinet said was, "Those are my boys." So I'm like, wow, never would have thought it would have been like just a nice send off to Charles Martinet for his time for, you know, being a voice in a Nintendo property. But hey, deserved for that first movie though. Anyway, let me just keep reading. Guess they casted Charlie Day because Miyamoto likes Green Man and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I mean, yeah, despite the fact that, you know, Charlie Day is popular. And speaking of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, yes, I think Charlie Day mentions this as well. Danny DeVito as War. I mean, come on. That's perfect casting. I think Jack Black said, like, oh yeah, I want Pedro Pascal as War. I'm like, okay, not a bad choice, but I think Danny DeVito definitely has that voice by saying, like, hey, yo, you want to go have a mushrooms? Let's go have a rotten day. And also, Cameron, I kind of get the reference to what you're going with Arnold as Waluigi. I get it. It's a twins reference where Danny DeVito and Arnold were twins, but also, you know, they both were playing Batman villains. Hey, you know, I played the Penguin. He plays Mr. Freeze. Well, you know what Batman's weakness that he knows for me? Heat. Love. So I honestly think that's pretty funny. It's funny how an American Mario movie has a final fight in Brooklyn, but I prefer the Illumination one since I do wish Bowser and Mario fought more in the 93 version. It's kind of funny because both movies, the 1993 movie and the Illumination version, kind of like takes place like literally in the final act, and then you got someone on the news by saying, let's hear it from the Super Mario Bros. Are the Goombas from 1993 look scary? I mean, bro, have you not looked at the images of what Yoshi looks like? Jeez, man, I mean, that's why back then Nintendo did not want any adaptations of their beloved properties because, you know, thanks to that live-action movie back in the 90s, most people, like, you know, have a soft spot for it around that time, but at the exact same time, it just, like, you know, makes Nintendo to not be embarrassed by saying, yeah, we should not do this again. But now since we're living in the peak where video game movies can be done right and can be good, that's where Mario steps in by saying, yeah, clearly this is a much better Mario movie than the 1993 film. But anyway, I'm going off track. So I definitely say I wish Luigi could have been more in the like, literally in the most active things. Like, here's the thing, like, even though, yes, Luigi being captured and being daunted by Bowser, which Charlie Day definitely killed it in the voice role, but I definitely say, like, maybe somewhere in the middle act, maybe Mario could have had the chance to, like, you know, rescue Luigi before, like, early on to the film, even with Donkey Kong's help, and then you definitely see a bit more of Mario and Luigi's action, because here's the thing, I really like the chemistry between the Mario brothers, because, you know, it's a real-life brotherly bond, but at the exact same time, I just feel like, you know, we could have, like, had more time to spend time with it, and the fact that Luigi could have been more present, which I'm hoping for the sequel, and just like what Digital Dog put in the comments, like, yeah, if you want this to be called the Super Mario Bros. Movie, then basically, you know, let Luigi be the co-lead, which the ending definitely perfectly sets that up, because even when Luigi was saved from Mario literally at the end, where he's like, Mario, why are you dressed up like a bear? And even when Mario had the Tanuki suit and just got sucked into the portal where the Mushroom Kingdom's elements and Bowser's ship got sucked into Brooklyn all the way that Mario started, it still sucks that Luigi is still afraid, despite they decides to hide away from the dumpster. But I did like the fact that Luigi himself just basically, on his behalf, he was basically just thinking like, well, I'm sick and tired of just being in a dumpster. I'm definitely going to go save my brother. So during the moment where Luigi steps in to save his brother, I'm like, well, it's about time that you actually decide to plumber yourself up, boy, and actually look out for your brother. And yes, I will agree, Cameron, the movie does go really quick, because I think the producers literally said, like, well, most kids' movies are like 90 minutes, and we definitely want to keep them bored, because I will admit, I think the pacing's probably a bit too quick, which, you know, for Mario, you're more amazed for, like, you know, the Easter eggs, the references, the world building, and basically, you know, fun, colorful characters, cameos like the Yoshis, Diddy Kong, no Diddy Party, Dixie Kong, and all these other references and backgrounds. But I will admit, I kind of wish that the sequel could be, you know, if they make the sequel, it'll be like, you know, maybe tone it down a bit and make sure they actually, like, you know, more spare time of what they could do for, like, branching out and developing the characters a lot more. But, like, I mean, I get that in the Mario games they don't, like, fully flesh out the characters that much, because, you know, they're just two-dimensional fun characters. But, you know, if you want to bring, like, more, like, introspective depths about them, then that's exactly what you should do. Because, to be fair, there are, like, earlier family movies, like, you know, most of the majority of the times, like, the Disney movies, like Toy Story, The Lion King, they're kind of, like, 90-something minutes long. They still have a decent pacing when it comes to time. So I don't think the problem is really the runtime. It's just the pacing for what they need to do. That's, like, a big improvement for what they should do for Mario. Yes, kids, P. Diddy's in the movie, and he's a freaking monkey. Dun, dun, dun! Anyway, besides the joke, I made Mario Movie 2 being the same shit as the first, what the sequels did of the 80s and 90s, where it did the same shit as the first film, but Home Alone 2 and Ghostbusters 2 did better. I would disagree with you on the Ghostbusters 2 thing. Fun fact, this year's Mario's 40th anniversary. Yes, that is very true. Since Mario first debuted back in 1985, that's one thing that we should do. Not gonna lie, the Mario was just a giant Nintendo advertisement with a bunch of references to go to. Hey, I know that. Yeah, it's like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he goes, hey yo, woo woo woo. But anyway, my personal rankings on Luigi. So, I wouldn't say he is as, like, you know, fleshed out as his brother, even though I do like the flashbacks. But you know what? I still say Luigi deserves to be on A tier when it comes to that. Like, once again, characters done right, like, in personality. But once again, I just felt like we could have seen, like, more with him, like, you know, with his brother. But like I said, I understand that's kind of like the driving force when it comes to that. Mario's 40, but Pac is 45, and he doesn't have a movie. Sadly, when it comes to Pac-Man, he only appears in the Adam Sandler movie Pixels, where Adam Sandler goes, Pac-Man's a bad guy, and we are supposed to get that Pac-Man movie, which is live action, I believe, which I think it's produced by the same producer as the first Sonic film, so I'm like, you know, I think Pac-Man would be so much better if it was animated just like what we saw for Mario. Can't wait for Yoshi in the sequel. Yeah, he's going to be voiced by Andy Serkis, just be like, Mario, I just found the precious. Can't even do my best Gollum impression. But yeah, Luigi's 8's here. Alright, so let's talk about the big elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Princess Peach, who is voiced by Anya Taylor-Joy. I think, voice performance-wise, I definitely think she does a solid good job. There's even one moment where she actually sounds like Game Peach, like in one segment where Donkey Kong just uppercuts Mario, and she literally shouts out, And I'm like, alright, that's at least close to how Peach sounds like in the games. And even though obviously she is quite peachy and quite fruity, so I don't blame Bowser just want a taste of that peach, you know what I mean? Anyway, first comments aside, let me just take a look. First Mario game, not first appearance of Mario, because Donkey Kong's where he showed up came out in 1981, which is why the Jumper Man kind of makes like a small certain cameo, and why they make the whole tournament based on the Donkey Kong game. That, in my opinion, but Bowser's an S tier. We will get to Bowser, but for right now, we're talking about, you know, the leading female characters. So, like I said, I think Anya Taylor-Joy does a good job with Princess Peach, and I think Princess Peach is actually a solid, well character. But I think one of my biggest issues with Peach in this movie is they make her way too OP in this movie, y'all. Like, when I mean too OP, like, I get it. I know it's pretty cliche and superficial that Peach is like, Mario, go save me, this turtle's gonna get me. So of course I know in this modern age, in the 2020s, no one wants to see like a girl being kidnapped, because, you know, girls could be kick-button badass rebels that can actually just take down all these bad guys and all these turtles and then these walking piece of turds on this video game world. So I will admit, I guess like one way just to keep Princess Peach away, like, you know, be more active to the role, and secondly, it does make sense that Mario will definitely need someone who's royal just to need their help. And since, you know, Princess Peach is like, you know, very top high for like ruling her own kingdom, the one thing that does really caught me off guard is I give credit where Mario is very flawed, where Mario shows his weaknesses and then later on his inner weakness becomes a strength, but Peach, there's like almost no weakness at all. Like, I think they just made Peach like way too perfect just because, like, well, she's a girl boss, we gotta make her that way. So that's one of the things I just don't understand of like how they decided to do that with Peach. Like, for an instance, like, I feel like this is like, hear me out, guys, I just think movie Peach takes too much of Daisy's personality, because, you know, Daisy on the other hand in the video games is more outgoing. Like, Daisy is more the tomboy, while Peach on the other hand is more girly girl, feminine type of way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Peach is definitely more like your traditional feminine girl, while Daisy's more like into sports, more proactive. So I feel like movie Peach in a way kind of likes, you know, I feel like she just stole Daisy's personality in a way, and I'm like, well, if you're going to do Daisy, like, maybe in the next Mario movie, how are you going to make her different from Peach if they're going to be identically the same? Like, oh yeah, Peach never misses, she never loses a thing. Like, that's more of Daisy's personality and her traits than what Peach is. But I understand, like, you know, we got to glow up the character. And yes, I was aware that Peach is a playable character, not just because of the recent one that came out for Switch where she dressed up like, what, a pirate, a cowgirl, and a musketeer, I think. But I think there's like an earlier games where she's actually a lot more active, where she got her own spin-off game. And that's pretty fun to think about. So you're telling me that Luigi got a spin-off, Peach got a spin-off, Toad got a spin-off, Donkey Kong gets a spin-off, and even Yoshi gets a spin-off game, but not my boy Waluigi time? No Waluigi in Smash? But yeah, I feel so bad that Waluigi never gets a spin-off game. So hopefully for the movies, if they introduce the Wario Bros, you gotta give justice to Waluigi, man. Anyway, let me just go over. I don't hate Peach having a bigger role in the story, but I feel like they just overdid it. I would agree with you, Digital Dog. I think they could still do Peach getting kidnapped by being trust something worth it, like she gives on her own. Okay, let's see. If Professor Egad from Luigi's Mansion in the Mario movie could be played by Christopher Lloyd or Dan Aykroyd. Ah, Ghostbusters reference. Who are you gonna call? Somebody else. And then he leases out the Casper Haunted House. But yeah, those are probably pretty solid choices. Side story, like, have her try to sneak into Bowser's Kingdom where she could see the figure of what Bowser's plans only get to kidnap. Yeah, so just depending, like, I don't know, her Togars or the Kongs, like in the Donkey Kong area. The one thing that did caught me off guard is like when Peach tells her origin story, even though it was nice to, like, you know, get to know, like, how did Peach just become, like, the one and only human, why she gets amused when Mario first got introduced by saying, holy crap, another human, where are you from? But then when Peach gets adopted by the Toads, the one thing that really caught me off guard, like, even though I do appreciate Peach is like encouraging Mario just to overcome his own flaws of when it comes to eating mushrooms, even though Mario doesn't like eating mushrooms, or the fact that Mario, I mean, literally like a video game, leveling up, going for platforms, dodging obstacles, overcoming his challenges, and the fact, like, you know, Peach is like doing his best just to make a man out of Mario. But here's the one thing that really caught me off guard with Peach in the movie, where she's like, oh yeah, I never failed one thing, and I failed on my first try. And then she just smiles by saying, and then Mario's like, you did not fail at any of your attempts at all. I'm like, there is no way that no human being, even if it's in a mushroom planet, mushroom castle, whatever it is, where she's like, oh yeah, I never fail any of my obstacle courses. And it's like, but you're being raised by small, short midget dwarves with mushrooms on their heads. It's like, how do you think it's possible if they could train her that quick and that way? It's like, I don't know, maybe it's because the toe's like really sent for this chick. So either way, as much as I appreciate what Peach means for the role, and obviously if it weren't for Peach, we wouldn't get the motivation of what Jack Black's Bowser, like, you know, thirst and sent for Peach with Peaches, 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 I love you. I mean, like I said, who can blame Bowser though? But hey, it's pretty accurate for how he is in the games. Anyway, let me just read this one. Daisy was originally going to be in the movie with Toadette. Yep, you're right. Burdak, and in fact, there was a Nintendo high school scene of Bowser's origin. Yeah, I saw that in a concept art where Peach and Daisy used to be classmates. Bowser kind of looks like Bowser Jr. He tries to ask her, like, I think there's like a flashback in that concept art where Bowser's trying to ask Peach on a date, but then he rejected him. It's like, huh, just like in real life. Imagine being raised by mushrooms. Yeah, we eat them, we slice their heads up, and we use them as, no, not gonna put an innuendo joke of 2 girls, 1 up. We're not gonna do that. Love Jack Black more than Dennis Hopper. Oh yeah, easily, for sure. I feel like they should have used Princess Daisy in the film instead of Donkey Kong just to, hold on, I just got interrupted by an ad. Get off my timeline. Like to give her some time of contrast to Peach and then join her in the fight. Because, yeah, someone literally mentions it that Daisy was supposed to be in the movie. And, yeah, Toadette was going to be in it. Toad's Wharf was going to be in it. It's like, as much as I like the Mario movie, I think there was actually going to be Boo Ghost, like, literally from the Luigi's Mansion games. And I'm like, man, I know there's so much they wanted to do. Of course, you don't want to oversaturate your first movie. But that being said, there's, like, some elements that could have been robbed. And I think the whole conflict of why Peach does not like Bowser apart from being evil is like, I feel like the whole idea for what I just saw in the cons, like, you know, Bowser gets rejected by Princess Peach of trying to ask her out, but obviously that did not hold up. So, that being said, I mean, Peach still got away with, like, you know, she didn't get kidnapped, but she still allowed Bowser to marry, you know, him, but at the exact same time, Bowser quit gooning over Peach and let me do that, all that. Yeah, stand in line. I want that Peach. I want that Peach. So, if Mauser and Birdo were planned, why are they cameoing to scrap High School Flashback? Maybe they could play a role in the sequel. I mean, they did debut in the Super Mario Bros. Sequel. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's never too late to do that, even though we don't know much about the sequel, aside from, what, Keegan-Michael Key's, like, words by saying, oh yeah, there will be some Geek Cup references. Who knows? They might reference the 93 film. So, that being said, even though Peach still got away with being, quote-unquote, held by Bowser and all the Koopa Troopas. But the one thing that did felt pretty weird is, like, once when the blue shell knocked over Mario and Donkey Kong during the Rainbow Road segment, like, you know, the Epic Mario Kart segment, like, even though Peach assumed that Mario and DK is dead, it's like, well, it honestly sucks that even though she did care for Mario just for a little bit, but at the exact same time, he's like, well, they're dead, it sucks, we gotta warn everyone in the kingdom. And of course, Bowser still follows it for the trap where Princess Peach definitely wants to attack, because, you know, they want to see that Peach is a badass. Like, literally, when Peach had, like, the ice powers and literally just froze Bowser, I'm like, come on, Peach. I mean, I know you're trying to embrace your inner Princess Elsa, Frozen, Let It Go vibes, but come on, girl, you're better than that. I'm going to be honest with you, like, even if Mario and Donkey Kong did not, you know, get along at the last minute, where Peach definitely needs all the Kongs and all the Toads to take down Bowser and all of his henchmen and Goomba Troopas and all that, I mean, Peach would have been toast if that was the case. Okay, for simplicity's sake, Peach was overpowered. We wanted her to be nerfed. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, because like I said, Mario actually had flaws that we can see and understand, and Mario learns to overprove them. But for Peach, they just turned her to a Mary Sue. I definitely hate to say that. So, for simplicity's sake, Peach was overpowered, and we just want her to be nerfed. So, if I'm going to be honest with y'all, and I know, like I said, as much as, like, you know, Anya Taylor-Joy is good, I think character-wise, I'm just going to see Peach on C-tier. And the reason why I put that is because, yeah, I just think they try to, like, you know, OP her character a bit too much. It kind of feels like you just steal all of Daisy's traits and you put her in, and I feel like what one user said in the comments by saying, if you would put Daisy in the film or maybe in the sequel, maybe you could find a way to contrast, like, Peach and Daisy are, like, not the same type of princesses. But, you know, it is what it is. So even though, still the fact that she still thinks Mario, at least Peach wasn't annoying. Yeah, I will give you that. I mean, that's probably one of the things that they just want to avoid, like, what makes movie Peach different from game Peach. So I think that's one way just to know, just to make her, like, more likable. So I still say, like, she's, like, pretty decent. But then we get to Toad. So even though, yeah, I mean, Toad in the games and even Toad in the movie doesn't do much, but at the exact same time, I think he works as a side fun character, which, once when Keegan-Michael Key was voicing Toad, I'm like, bro, is Keegan-Michael Key just going to be everywhere nowadays? He was in Toy Story 4. He was in Transformers 1. He's in that one live-action Pinocchio remake where he goes, "Hi, diddly-dee, an actor's life for me." But that being said, the voice, I was kind of not expecting it because I've watched plenty of Key and Peele type of skits, and I thought he was going to do like a near impression of Game Toe where he goes, "This is the most happiest thing happened in the whole world! I'm Jimmy!" So, that makes sense. It's kind of interesting that he kind of like pull off his own take where he goes, "Nice to meet you, I'm Toe." Like, it kind of feels like he's kind of like sucking balloon helium. But he's like, "Excuse me, my brother's gonna die. Da-da-da-da-do." So, that being said, I think it's like, the one thing that does make Toad at least a bit more funnier at times is the fact that they definitely take some tropes from Captain Toad, like, you know, the Captain Toad spinoff where he's definitely more braver than most of the other Toads, which is why Peach compliments it by saying, like, "Oh yeah, you're definitely along with the adventure." I mean, literally when Mario, Peach, and once when Toad joins into the adventure, even though I will admit it is kind of random of how the way Toad pops in, but you know, since Toad is a fan favorite Mario character, and since the fact that he's like the most iconic Toad in the Mario games along with the movie, I mean, literally when I saw the whole trio adventure, it kind of reminds me of the whole Shrek and Fiona and Donkey type of trope where Toad is basically kind of like the donkey role when it comes to things. Yes, he is a dwarf and he is a midget, but yet soon his head is going to get sliced off and probably be eaten by Bowser's head. So I don't know how that works in the Mario lore where there's mushroom people, but also there's mushrooms that you have to eat, whether they're poisonous or not. So Toad's reaction to Mario is weird because he seems to be unfazed of Mario compared to other him. They should have got Tom Kenny to voice him. It's, well, you know, we got the real life Lesnar right here who's basically the voice of Toad where he goes, "Nice to meet you, I'm Toad." Excuse me, even hurts when I even try to do the voice. But the one thing I will say this, like, even though Toad doesn't have that much depth compared to the other characters, but the one thing I will give Toad credit is the fact that he is, excuse me, surprisingly loyal to Mario. Like, for instance, like, literally he had to push all the other Toads away by saying, "Excuse me, his brother is going to die!" So, it's just a way just to get, like, other Toads' attention, just to, like, move out the way. It's more like, well, even the fact that he even tells Mario to, like, "Oh yeah, watch out for the platforms, watch out for that truss." Like, you know, Toad's, like, giving Mario PSA and some guidelines. So, he's basically, like, a guide to, like, the whole Mushroom Kingdom world. Anyway, let me just take a look. I love Toad in the movie, probably because Toad is in my top 5 favorite Mario characters. Also, do not touch that mushroom, you die! So, honestly, that was like one of the saving graces that Keegan-Michael Key decided to take that and granted. And even though Keegan-Michael Key's Toad basically did not, like, you know, have like a big major role, but, you know, like I say, he still remains to be loyal to both Mario and Peach. Like, even the moment where Peach gets captured by Bowser when they do like the whole Shrekified wedding at the end, it's like, "Alright, Princess Peach, you'll definitely look good with the flowers." I'm like, man, Toad's definitely like a good G. Can't judge my favorite characters because he does appear into the post-credit scenes. Aside from multiple Yoshi cameos. Sorry guys, I'm being choked by a poisonous mushroom that I just swallowed. Definitely need to take some Dr. Mario pills. But yeah, that being said, Soshi, you can't really say much aside from like background characters. That's why I'm not counting them as much, because, you know, we're not going to see them until, like, you know, the next sequel that's very self-explanatory. If Mario movie referenced the Dig Super Mario Bros. Show, how come the Sonic movie trilogy did not reference the Dig cartoons? I mean, stop coughing! Excuse me, chat. We'll be right back after this commercial break where I cannot stop choking myself. Mamma mia! Sounds like I was dying right there. Anyway, let me just read the comments. So, if Mario movie was referenced to the Dick Super Mario Bros., how come the Sonic movie trilogy did not reference the Dick cartoons? I guess the only reference that we actually got was when Sonic said, "No good. We gotta go find something more." In the first way, like, he literally says, "No good." But sadly, no Pingus reference. We could have had a Pingus reference, though. Imagine Robotnik was sent to the Mushroom Kingdom and not the Mushroom Planet. I may or may not did a voice dub of him in a comic dub someday. Oh, I need a pee, guys. To the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Anyway, did I miss anything from the comments? Because allergies are great. Am I right, guys? Speaking of Deek Mario, I got to sell Luigi from the Super Mario Show. That's pretty nice. I'm glad that Dino-thon is not in the 2023 because, yeah, it's nothing like the 93 film. Honestly, like the 93 movie. Wow, that's a huge hot take right there. And then the 2023 when it comes to Mario, but my favorite Mario movie is probably the 1986 OVA. Okay, yeah, I can understand that, especially since Nostalgia Craig decided that. Anyway, let's see. King of Michael Key was also in Migration, the Hotel Transylvania movies. I mean, like I said, bro, he's everywhere. Everyone, this is not drill. Repeat, this is not drill. Daniel's letting out his lemonade. Yeah. Not only just that, but allergies are really trying to kill ya. Anyway, if Disney can make a live-action Wreck-It Ralph, no, nobody wants that. Felt like 93 had a better story, more interesting characters, but 2023 does a good job adapting the source material. Oh, allergies, let me speak already. Do like 93 Mario movie, even though it has its charm. Like I said, most people just said, for allergies, I know how you feel. The worst thing is, it just bothers your eyes and your, I don't know, throat for some reason. This is what happens when you stay up too late, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite allergic. Am I okay? I'm just trying my best to make sure I can breathe and live and just make sure I have so much water. And I'm like, throat, let me talk. I have streaming, so people just don't think like I need to go see a doctor or something. Oh, for sure. I definitely like Bob Hoskins' Mario more. I mean, I will give you that. Maybe Bob Hoskins definitely was because, you know, the Brooklyn X is a bit more resourceful, but the Walker Bone from, okay, The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 and the Super Mario Bros. Is my preferred Brooklyn Mario. I mean, yeah, I will agree that's definitely like the peak for Mario. Anyway, let me just get back to Toad. So, I will say this, like, he definitely has, like, you know, funny bits, like, you know, there's one moment where he's literally trying to get past the other Toads, and then the guard Toads are like, hell yeah, our princess is at another castle. Then literally, Toad, on the other hand, with this frying pan, he literally decided, like, cook for them, like, in front of them, like it's a freaking Legend of Zelda game. And, like that constantly throughout the movie, he literally was just like, no, like, during the moments when Donkey Kong was fighting Mario, he was basically like, that's my best friend, yeah! I'm okay. I'm just choking myself to death just because mucus really hates my throat. So, that being said, for Toad, even though sadly I don't think he really did much aside from, you know, the whole monster truck, which I will think that's pretty funny, and the one thing that is funny is, like, even during the moments where Mario's kind of like, hey, we definitely have some place in Brooklyn. I'll give you guys a pet turtle. And I like that Donkey Kong was like, is this you flirting? That's painful. And then he's never going to go out with you. And then Toad sticks up for Mario and be like, yeah, she would. She definitely would go out with each other. It do be like that when bros are, like, caught blocking, but also one bro that defends, like, a relationship that was going to happen. So, that being said, even though Toad doesn't do much, I definitely will say Toad will be on the B tier list. I'll get to talk about Bowser, which I will save my throat for that. Can I breathe for once? Everyone just let the man rank the characters. Just let him breathe for 15 seconds and then reads the comments. Thank you, Cameron. You are true G. I wonder what Toad would react to Toadette. I mean, he would be surprised if there was like a female one, but I guess we'll watch for the second one. But, yes. Y'all, in my opinion, yes, I'm definitely going to agree with you, some masked guy, I don't know. Jack Black as Bowser, that's just my opinion. Like, bro, can we just easily agree that he is the best character of the entire film that's not just Mario himself? Because, come on, kind of like how I praise Jim Carrey as Eggman throughout the Sonic movies, and obviously he was my favorite character in those 3 Sonic films. But then for Jack Black's Bowser, I mean, easy, etc. Because the one thing I did expect from Jack Black, I'm like, well, I did expect him to sing. I was expecting a very Tenacious D type of rock and roll song, but instead it's a whole ladies 80s love ballad song where he just goes, Peach is so cool, and which my style we're gonna rule. And it just rocks, bro. Yeah, I definitely agree, man. Like, literally, when that trailer was first debuted, when he literally said the first line, open the gates! And then, literally, I can still hear Jack's voice whenever he talks, but I like the fact that he still makes Bowser's voice, like, you know, sound different for Poe, where he just goes, Mario! I was finally gonna be happy! So, you can still get, like, the Jack ones. But, that being said, I just really think it's really cool. I found the way Jack Black just really just keep it up for Bowser. Like, for instance, like, I like the moment, like, literally, when you go to Bowser's Kingdom, like, all the Koopa Troopas and all the boss and everything, they literally just become, like, sidekicks, and they all serve to Bowser. And I think they, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I think they actually played the music from, Bowser's Fury from that Super Mario 3D Land DLC, and they actually play that during the movie when Bowser, like, gets off from his throne. I think so. I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me? But anyway, what makes Jack Black's Bowser great? I mean, first of all, like I said, I mean, bro, it's Jack Black, and I definitely would agree with one comment that I just see, that Jack Black is the best as Bowser, perfect role. Minecraft Steve, on the other hand, I don't know, man. I am Steve. Yeah, I knew it. I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me? I am Steve. Flippin' Steve. I mean, it's kind of funny that Jack Black often appears in, like, multiple video game movies. I mean, the first one was literally Mario, and then Borderlands, which nobody gives a crap about in that movie, and then obviously Minecraft, just because, you know, Tenacious D, him and Kyle Glass just sing the song of, don't play video games no more, never play video games. And it's like, well, bro, he used to have a gaming YouTube channel, so it definitely did make sense. Jack Black's Bowser literally rivals Dennis Hopper's King Koopa or Jim Carrey's Robotnik or Joe Robotnik. I would agree. Like, I definitely say Jack Black's Bowser definitely channels a lot with, you know, one of the most perfect video game cast of choice. Like, bro, even Jack Black literally wore a Bowser suit in one of the Kelly Clarkson shows with the cast of the Mario movie. But also, even the car premiere where Anya Taylor-Joy dressed up like in a whole Peach Zentai Mario Kart outfit, Jack Black did exactly the same, wearing like a tux with a turtle, like, you know, with the spikes on the back. Peaches is the song that is the words that matter. That's what's funny, what's right there. I like the fact, like, you know, what he does a really good job with Bowser's, like, obviously he's threatening, strong, and scary, but at the exact same time shows, like, Bowser's really much of a softie. Like, literally one of my favorite lines where he goes, love could really make a guy come out of his shell. It really just caught me off guard whenever, like, you know, he tries to, like, you know, riz up Peach, but at the exact same time he doesn't have any riz. But the one thing that is pretty funny is, like, when Bowser decided to kidnap, you know, Luigi, and the fact that he ripped Luigi's mustache, and the fact that he got all the Kongs about to be fried into the lava, I like that Bowser literally just says, I'll be sacrificing them in your honor, once when the wedding vows were being happened. But I think that Jack Black's Bowser definitely, like, has, like, the most funniest moments where he just goes, will you marry me, Peach? And then his chemic lawyer's, like, right there. And then when Bowser's playing the Mario, like, he's playing, like, the main theme that goes, do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. And then it shows, like, you know, Bowser's rage, his fire, fury. Like I said, my only complaint about Bowser in this movie is not the fact that, you know, he thirsts for Peach too much, because, you know, in the games, that's what Bowser does. My only complaint is, even though he was aware that Mario is there, because, you know, Luigi was the one that spilled the beans by saying, who is this Mario guy? Do you know him? And basically just rip him off, and I'm like, huh. Just like with Sonic 1, and even the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I'm like, you have a great actor that plays the villain so well, but the problem is, we don't see the main hero and the main villain don't get to talk to each other until, like, the final act, and unfortunately, that's how it was between Mario and Bowser. So that's, like, one complaint I have. I kind of wish we had, like, more Mario and Bowser interactions, but hopefully for the sequels they can fix that issue. Don't worry, guys. I got a cough drop in my mouth just to make sure I get my mouth wet. Anyway, let me just see. For me, one of the funniest moments when Bowser says Peach, like, "You think I would marry a monster like you?" And Bowser's like, yeah, kinda. Anyway, let me just go in. In my Mario movie rewrite in my head, the reason why he's trying to take over the world is because he tries to be a good father of his adopted kids for the Koopalings for their birthday. You know what? I think it's really kind of off. It's like, if they ever introduce Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings, I'm like, wait a minute. How's that going to make sense in the movie's camp? Because even though, yeah, there was like one concept art where Bowser gets rejected by Peach in a Mushroom Kingdom High School, if that was something like that. But I'm like, wait a minute. They never really established if Bowser's like a dad or something, so how's that going to make sense like in the camp? Because Bowser basically has no wife, got no money. But that being said, it's like, yeah, how would they incorporate Bowser Jr. in the sequels? Even though I would like to see Bowser Jr., but, you know, it is what it is. With that being said, his outfits are pretty fire. Jack Black really kills it. And I will admit, even the moment where he's shouting out, "Mario!" where he's finding him like during the cars, taking them to Brooklyn, where he's like, "I was finally gonna be happy, and now you're gonna suffer like me." And I will admit, there are some moments where he kind of like brings a little bit of that Jack Black essence, where he kind of like says a couple of words where he's like, "Come out and fight, or are you too scared?" And I'm like, yeah, Jack, I could definitely see you embracing more of that, you know, crazy cuckoo-ness that Jack Black does. Just as I thought, you just don't know when to quit. And I will admit, when Mario decides to like take Bowser down, once when they decide to take him down, I like the moment where Mario and Luigi literally just grab his tails over like Super Mario 64, you know, the iconic meme of "So long, gay Bowser," and literally just knocks him down. And then literally, despite how tough Bowser is, the one thing that really caught me off guard is like, Bowser wants to capture the Grand Stars just like what he does in the games, but instead of just utilizing the power of the Superstar, he just wants to use it so then he could just rule with Princess Peach. And you're telling me that Mario and Luigi actually has the balls to, like, you know, grab the star and have the powers for themselves. So if Bowser wasn't an idiot, he honestly would have had the power of the star. Maybe he would have, like, I don't know, become giant, just like in the Super Mario Galaxy games. Don't worry, man, guys. Allergies are the worst. I'm like, yeah, I honestly think, like, you know, it sucks that's, like, in the middle of the stream. Especially since, you know, I'm doing this one by myself. So, Dan DeVito and Willem Dafoe are 10 out of 10 perfect voice actors for Waluigi. I mean, Dan DeVito, I 100% agree. Willem Dafoe, I'm not sure if I can take that seriously when I'd be like, you know, I'm something of a Waluigi bro myself. You're looking at him, baby. Jeez. Anyway, I know you're coughing, but just take it in the words of Dusty Crawlhopper from Planes, Low and Slow. I was not expecting a Planes reference, but definitely thanks for the words of advice. I definitely need some Aquafina, which we don't want Aquafina in any of these movies. Well, there goes my last pamphlet. But yeah, that being said, I don't think I really need to say much. No introduction at all. Bowser is 100% in S tier. So hopefully in the sequel, despite the fact that he shrunk himself to a mushroom, even though it's funny, they kind of repeat that joke where Jack Black's face was pretty small and tiny. And he's like in the Muppets movie where he's like, "Did you guys just break my head?" Anyway, let me just see. If Bowser Jr. was in the sequel, could that mean Cody would be the Chef Pee-Pee in the Mario movie? I'm like, well, to be fair, the one thing that is pretty funny is, even though Logan cannot reference Nintendo stuff, but I think it was pretty ironic when they made a whole parody where they went to see the Marvin movie. They made a joke by saying, "Too bad that Bowser was not watching Charlie and Friends," and yeah, Cody, or in this case, Kamek, was basically, you know, being fruity as heck just for wearing a Peach outfit. And I think that would be the case of, like, I don't know, Cody. Why did I say Cody? I mean Kamek, because you're making me confused with SML and freaking Mario. I guess Kamek will somewhat, like, you know, be a Chef Pee-Pee, but I don't think he's going to be, like, abusive compared to Bowser Jr. for the Super Mario Logan videos. Like, I still think Kevin's going to be loyal, but at the exact same time, I don't think he's going to be like a punching bag if they ever introduce Bowser Jr. in the movies. But hey, it is what it is. But it's kind of funny, like, I did expect some SML references. Why include Chef Pee-Pee in the sequels? But yeah, outside of Bowser, the last major character we just got to talk about is DK Donkey Kong. Can't take the Seth Rogen stuff seriously. DK Donkey Kong. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to need some water so then I won't keep on choking myself. Alright, I'm back, guys, and then we're just going to be like Donkey Kong when it comes to that. Let's see how minutes. Oh, wow, it's literally been an hour already. I did expect it to be maybe a quit shorter for that. But anyway, let me just catch up with the comments before I talk about DK Monkey Boy. So anyway, Lauren from... Wait, what? Lauren Ton should voice Bowser Jr. because she voiced Gizmo in Teen Titans Go. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Because, yeah, this movie is directed by the producers and the writers of Teen Titans Go, which is why some of the Mario characters are voiced by actual voice actors from Teen Titans Go. Like, the guy who voiced the General Koopa Troopa was the same voice actor from Robin in that show. Cyborg, he voiced the King Penguin. And John DiMaggio was like one of Mario and Luigi's uncles. Did you see the Planted movie on Netflix? I have not seen it yet, but I definitely heard some reviews that says that it's better than the Sandy Cheeks movie. But if I have the time, maybe I should. If Jim Carrey was Bowser and Jack Black was Dr. Robotnik, it's kind of funny because both Jim Carrey and Jack Black were in a film together, which is Cable Guy. So, yeah, Robotnik and Bowser were in a film together. If there was a Charlie and Friends, or Charlie and Friends, it would be funny if they have like a lava blimp shell, hell, a giant TV monitor, and just watch Time for Charlie. Who likes Charlie? We like Charlie. Everybody loves Charlie. Anyway, that's honestly pretty cool. Anyway, let's talk about DK Donkey Kong Boy. So, of course, Seth Rogen even makes this joke by saying he doesn't even try to put effort to most of his voices because, you know, Seth Rogen honestly sounds the same for like almost every role. So, they should have used Princess Peach. No, wait, sorry, I didn't read that. They should have used Princess Daisy instead of Donkey Kong to film, to give the fact that Donkey Kong get his own films and make him sound like a gorilla or someone just put on a voice. Let me guess, I guess you weren't the biggest fan. I mean, I will admit, once when I first heard about it, I was like laughing my butt cheeks off where it's like, great, I'm just gonna hear that iconic Seth Rogen laugh. And when he did the laugh, I'm like, I expected it to sound like that. Freaking, CGI Pumbaa, Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens, and, sorry about that. Freaking Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens is the voice of Donkey Kong. Now we are on the monkey. Can he twerk? I mean, bro, he has that big, hairy King Kong cheek, so he better shake him. But that being said, it's kind of fun that they actually play the Donkey Kong rap song. And even though Seth Rogen's like, you know, playing himself when it comes to that, it's so funny where Larry's like, what do you mean? This is what they came in for, dancing backs. Where he's putting on like his dancing monkey boobies like on screen. So I shake that off. And I will admit, his line deliveries are just, I don't know, too unhinged where it comes like, I will crush you over your tiny body. I just butchered that. Over your tiny body. And basically decided to crush him over. And definitely shows like how strong Donkey Kong is. Where it's literally like Super Smash Bros. Since, you know, Donkey Kong originated first before Mario decided to exist for Nintendo. So one of the things that I honestly think that would be pretty funny is the fact when Donkey Kong has like this big crit smile every single time where he goes E with his stupid Jimmy Neutron haircut. Trying to make this whole gladiator fight where he fights Mario, uppercuts him, decided to do the Hulk move. And then I think it's like, what was the line that they said? It's like, give it up yet? Not even close. And the fact that Mario literally had to whip DK with the Cat Mario stuff. And even though, you know, DK's voice is like, you know, not the best compared to Jack Black's Bowser, but I definitely say he's definitely one of the more funnier characters of the movie, if I'm being honest with you. Like, for instance, where he goes, oh, you just got the cat on! Now you die. And then literally decide to punch him over. And then, once when Mario decided to beat Donkey Kong over the turbo, he's like, oh yeah, for the record, I win. I decided to let him lose. Yeah. Why does this keep happening to me? enough with the coughing. I want to talk about the big fat hairy monkey. That's what I want to do. My favorite line is when DK, where he got the cat box. Yeah, now you die. The same scene where Mario and Donkey Kong. Yeah, I was gonna point that out. Thank you for reminding me. The scene where Mario and Donkey Kong in the eel reminds me when Sonic and Knuckles talk from the Sonic 2. Although the scene Sonic 2 feels a lot more genuine, where it's not over the comedic effect. I feel like that was like one of the issues between Mario and Donkey Kong. Let me just take a look. I would wish that the Arena Illumination movie was a new Smash Bros. Game. That honestly would have been cool. But I hope they kept the rare DK design and not the Mario Kart 9 design. It's so funny that the Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie made a joke with Seth Rogen's... Yes, I like that scene. Where, what are you looking at? Honestly, your weird dead eyes. Yeah, super weird. Like, it's literally just Pumbaa, Mantis from Kung Fu Panda, Bob from Rush vs. Aliens. And the fact that Chippendales Rescue Rangers came out like a year before Mario, I'm like, bro, they could have just easily put Donkey Kong for that one cameo. Super weird. And the fact that he literally just did the laugh like multiple times where Seth Rogen meets Seth Rogen, which I thought that was funny. Anyway, yeah, and I'm also pretty curious. Like, I'm kind of surprised they never got an idea of making a whole Donkey Kong spin-off, even though they introduced all the Kongs: Cranky Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Funky Kong. They just have not show Candy Kong, where Seth Rogen could have sang, I showered you with coconut cream pies, if you know what I mean. Even when Annual 6 sounds like Robotnik had a sick day. Man, if Seth Rogen was Scooby-Doo, well, Zoink Scoot, like boy Zoink Shaggy, I know what to do. There's a river goes. I don't know, it kind of sounds a bit weird. Even when Daniel 6, like Robotnik had a sick day. You know what? That's probably what Robotnik would have been doing if he has like pretty sick on telenovelas and probably just weeping while he's eating cake. But that being said, Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong, I would 100% agree. Who decided to come on that? Digital Dog? Yeah, I do feel like Mario and DK kind of share parallels with Sonic and Knuckles in Sonic 2, but the difference is, Mario and DK, it's more comedic, and it's more like, you know, bullies rather than just rivals like how Sonic and Knuckles was in Sonic 2, because with Sonic and Knuckles in Sonic 2, it was personal because, you know, oh, you're the Princess of Long Claw, my Echidna tribe decided to attack you, and now you will die in mine. Because, you know, personal beef with their tragic backstories with the Echidnas versus the Owls, and then after that, Sonic definitely sees the good that where there's like a second chance where he looks out for another. But for Mario and DK, it just kind of happens, even though kind of funny when Donkey Kong drowns, Mario decides to save Donkey Kong. Same goes with how when Sonic is drowned, like Sonic's about to save Knuckles, and then Knuckles saves Sonic. So interesting parallels what they got for that. But obviously, personally for me, I think Sonic 2 definitely takes a little more development with the rival seriously. The one thing that's pretty funny is when Mario and DK were eaten by an eel, where Mario's like, my dad thinks I'm a joke, and then DK just comes out of nowhere, he's like, well, your dad's right! It's just so funny how the way he just translated by saying, well, your dad's right! And then what's so funny is the face that he made where he goes, just with the freaking Jimmy Neutron face. Sounds like I'm smoking cigars days. Do not smoke. Don't do drugs and stay in school. That's who's... Okay, then who's going to be the shadow of the Mario movie universe? That's a really good question. Obviously, there's no character that's kind of like quote-unquote dark, but who would have been like, I guess maybe Wario if that's the case? I don't know. Not sure if they'll take that seriously. It would be funny if Diddy Kong has gone to Miss Pac-Man to the Pac-Man tree just because I said I knew it was going to be some Diddy jokes by saying no Diddy. Instead of using baby oil, he used banana oil with coconut cream pies. Definitely not for rated E for ages 10 and up. Anyway, Luigi's Mansion should be about King Boo getting revenge. Yeah, I think we actually saw King Boo like literally as a cameo during the wedding with Peach and Bowser. So anyway, revenge on Mario defeating Bowser, and Luigi could summon his courage or bravery to save and fight human ghosts. I'm like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, Nintendo Illumination is just making money sit there just to make a Luigi's Mansion spinoff or even a Donkey Kong Country one. Which, speaking of DK, you know when Mario, Peach, and Toad entered the Donkey Kong area where literally they play the song, Take on me, and originally it was supposed to be the DK Country theme where it goes, da-na-da, that's like, bro, we were so wrong that we could have had the DK Country theme song. I mean, at least we got the DK rap, that's one thing, but, you know, could have been added more. My favorite scene is from the Horn Hears and Who movies where the horn dances and the music claps in a good way. The one where he's shaking his butt on screen. And yeah, Seth Rogen, voice of Mouse, which is Morton. What do you mean by Diddy Kong is a minor? No, you guys get the joke for what you just made. King Boo, the Mario movie, could have been voiced by someone who hates Charlie Day's existence. I don't think they're just going to do that based on the persona. Just, I don't know, have they ever given the ghost a voice as they should be? Wario and Waluigi are kind of like the perfect Shadow of the Mario Cinematic Universe. Yeah, because, you know, Sonic and Shadow are like hedgehogs to one another. The Wario Bros, the Mario Bros. Yeah, I definitely say that would make sense for the parallels. But anyway, back to DK. So, I like the fact that we never get Fire Mario, but yet we got Fire Donkey Kong, which that has never been had before in the games. Like, heck, even Peach had the Fire Flower form we still haven't got. I mean, we blame DK because he's the one that just put the fire out. But that being said, like, even when, you know, they had to get along because Donkey Kong was the last Kong standing while the Kongs got kidnapped, I like the moment where, you know, they were literally just doing their ways, like in the Mario games, where he goes, yes, fire, waha! Literally just knocking it down with barrels. Mario's just jumping off, and then you hear the iconic Mario theme. And it's like, oh yeah, that suit looks cool on you. Wait, really? It does? Nope, not at all. So, yeah, if it weren't for Donkey Kong, that's the way. So technically, Robotnik and Donkey Kong, hey DK, you got the wrong mustache in red. That's honestly pretty ironic, more than I think about it. Shadow's just more of an anti-hero. Wario and Waluigi are just straight up villains. I mean, yeah, basically they're kind of like rivals to Mario and Luigi. Just make sure you get the casting right with Dan DeVito and someone said Willem Dafoe, but you know who I would choose for Waluigi? Steve Buscemi, who voiced Randall from Monsters Inc. I definitely think with that type of voice, it actually would fit for Waluigi. But anyway, I like the moment, like literally at the end, that Donkey Kong saves his dad, so to speak, and he's like, "All right, so you could have your dancing pecs." And during the moment where Donkey Kong got transported to Mario's world, and the fact when DK starts punching Bowser, I'm like, "Hey yo, this is Nintendo's Godzilla vs. Kong, except it's a freaking monkey versus a turtle Koopa." And even during the moments when Mario and Luigi had their superstar form, I like that DK literally had, like, I don't know, a big huggy moment where he goes, "Oh, bring it in, guys!" It's like, bro, it's literally giving me vibes of Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens, even though that is, honestly, my favorite Seth Rogen role in his career is honestly voicing Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens, where he goes, "We are here to destroy you. Turns out you don't need one, because I don't have a brain." Would you like to have a gun? Yes, I would. Saw that one storyboard that should have been deleted scene from Mario from Sony Pictures Animation. Yeah, because Sony actually, just like Sonic, Sony actually used to own the rights for Mario, but you know what? It's a good thing they decided to use Illumination, even though they're mostly known for the Minions. I wonder what they do a Legend of Zelda movie. Well, it's live action, so I don't know how that's gonna go. I mean, it could be cool, but I think animation would have been, like, you know, much more fitting for that role, but hopefully it's not as bad as the Uncharted movie or Borderlands, if that's the case. Anyway, let me just read this one. Oh, this is a fun comment. You're all colorful plumbers. Okay, what did Mario say? Hey, it's me, Mario. This is my brother Luigi. This is my cousin Wario. Wow. That would be pretty funny. Yoshi versus Bowser Jr. will be epic in Mario Movie 2. Well, that's only if Bowser Jr. is confirmed. But anyway, I'm talking too much, so if I have to rank DK, you know what? Even though Seth Rogen has like a solid voice, but since you know how active he was and how funny he was, I think DK definitely belongs into the air tier. So that's what I would say for, like, you know, the main characters. But then when it comes to the side characters, I don't think there isn't really that much to say. But we are going to go to, like, these one that actually does, like, have, you know, a presence in the story. So let's get to Kamek. So it's funny that the voice actor of Kamek is Kevin Michael Richardson, which is the guy who voiced Shredder from the 2012 Team of Team movies. But also, it's the voice of Cleveland Brown Jr. where he goes, I'm Cleveland Brown Jr. from the Cleveland Show, and I know I'm only 14 years old. I never got my first sleepover. Alright, let's give you milk and cookies, Cleveland. Yeah. I can't even do the deep voice. Yeah. That's what the voice sounds like of other Kevin Michael Richardson's voice. But hey, pretty cool that you got a voice actor voicing a side villain in a $1 billion movie with Jack Black in it. So Wario and Waluigi are like the bulk at Skull. Well, if Saban Hasbro treated Skull poorly, you know what I mean. Waluigi joke. If Donkey Kong were ever get a TV series, who would be his human companion to work with them? I mean, we don't need that because we already got Donkey Kong in the animated world. We just need a spin-off movie. So I think Kevin Michael Richardson actually makes a very fitting voice, because when I think of Kamek, I actually think of the, oh, I sound like a science wizard, the king of Koopas, dearly beloved. I think Kevin Michael Richardson definitely kills it. And the funniest thing is, like, obviously he's kind of like Bowser's right-hand man. I wouldn't consider Kamek like an Agent Stone type, kind of like how he was to Robotnik in the Sonic films. But I will say, Kamek is like, the most loyal Magic Koopa when it comes to that. But that being said, I just think it's pretty funny that there are some modes where he's literally trying to report Bowser about, there's a princess coming, which is like Mario, and he's trying to like play the music with Bowser after when he interrupts it for singing Peaches, and then he gets abused, and like I said, the way that he cries just actually fits the voice in a way where he goes, no, boss, it's really what I mean. And the fact that he literally move all the penguins, he basically just captured Luigi after the Shy Guys, and I think Kamek was also the one that almost killed Toad. Like, I remember Toad was like, I fear nothing, princess. I'll protect you at all costs. And then Kamek literally grabs Toad and just be like, no, my organs! Ah! And then the funniest thing is where Kamek honestly, like, becomes like the priest and then gets punched on over. So, even though there isn't really that much to say about his character, but I would say, like, a C tier will be fine. I'd definitely say C will be valid for what it is. Am I the only one that says Mario was basically the broken guy before, basically Brooklyn T guy? I mean, how many jobs does the plumber from Brooklyn guy have? I mean, I think for plumbers, it's only just like one just for Mario, but for Brooklyn guy, he's kind of like, a cop, a doctor, a firefighter, but also a lawyer in the SML universe. I don't know, it's just pretty funny in a way. Kamek is like Agent Stone, like he kind of has a crush on a leader just like Agent Stone. I mean, I guess for that whole one scene that he has, like, princess, will you marry me? Oh, yes, I do. So I'm like, bro, why does that sound like Waluigi for a second? I hope Rosalina will be also in one of the Mario movies. If I have to take a guess, I would save Rosalina for the third one, because I think the third movie would be, like, perfect to adapt more of the Super Mario Galaxy elements, even though a certain character on this list is literally going to be on there. Imagine if Bowser created and Kamek create a Wario with DNA's of Luigi's mustache, and then Bowser decided to pull that out. I don't think that's going to be a pretty far-fetched, but I think that'll be one way for them to like get along, I guess. Including Daisy 2 in the sequel. I mean, they should, ever since the whole concept art and the fact that I want Luigi to be more into the adventure. But before we continue on to the list, guys, I'm just going to get myself a pee-pee break. Y'all just have fun in the comments. I Show Speed will see Super Mario Bros. Movie 2. They made me my own episode. Shout the pepper. Anyway, on to the next character. We get to Cranky Kong, which I will be honest, not what I was expecting for the depiction, because even though I haven't played much of the Donkey Kong Country games, the funniest thing is that I just noticed the fact that, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, isn't Cranky supposed to be the grandpa of Donkey Kong rather than the father, which, that's kind of like a big retcon alteration change of what they've done with Cranky. Even though I do like his voice actor, I think Fred Armisen is a talented voice actor for many other things, whether it's the Looney Tunes show, Speedy Gonzales, or Brainy Smurf from the Smurfs. But that being said, when it comes to like Cranky being in the movie, he's not really that cranky that much. I mean, he is more of a wisecracker. Like, he kind of has a little bit more of that Larry David voice with, if you want to take over my Kong army, you're welcome, Mario. Enough with the show already. It's like, I feel like Fred Armisen's trying to do his best Larry David impression of Cranky. I'm like, Why they could just cast like the real Larry David just to do the voice and just be like, oh yeah, that banana peel is pretty good. You know, something like that. So I hope King Boo in the Mario movie or in the potential Luigi movie has this Luigi's Mansion design. Because, yeah, they kind of went like the OG design, but like, you know, like the more modified for King Boo. So, where King Boo's in the spin-offs with him without Crystal Crown. I don't hate the voice for Cranky Kong, but this age, Chief, he wasn't even cranky. That's one of my complaints. Like, he wasn't really in it that much, and I will admit, it honestly sucks that Cranky Kong has more screen time than Luigi by comparison. So, even though it's kind of unbelievable, I'm like, wait, that's your son? He's basically like a big brawler. Like, even though the interaction that he had with Cranky was pretty much at the beginning, but the fact that, you know, the Kongs are, like, responsible for all the go-karts, which I guess that does make sense in the movie counterparts, but, you know, Cranky doesn't really have that much of a character to say about. I mean, he's not that cranky, and secondly, he does have, like, some of his moments, but I wouldn't say, like, he's a true standout character. I mean, he's, like, a nice Easter egg when it comes to that. Cranky Kong's name was not K, it was with the C in his name. Yeah, Cranky's in the game is DK's grandpa, but yeah, you know, in the Mario movie, it's basically just his dad. I mean, at least for Kamek, there actually is, like, a personality, actually has, like, likable moments from Kamek, so I think I'm just going to put Cranky on D tier, if that's going to make any sense. I don't think everyone's going to like that. Wait, the laugh they did, I think the one where he's, like, riding on, like, it's not a motorcycle, but it's kind of like a tractor, so he's like, well, you just better buckle up, so I don't think he's, like, great or good. I just think he's, meh, just exists. And then, obviously, this character, I mean, I guess I could kind of say the same for Cranky, where it's just Foreman Spike, which I will be honest, I did not know who Spike was, but then when I look him up, I'm like, oh, so he's a character from the Wrecking Crew video games. And I'm like, well, in the movie verse, he definitely looks a lot different. It's funny that he's actually voiced by an Italian comedian, while Charlie Day is partly Italian, but Chris Pratt is 100% American red, white, and blue. And you got Sebastian Maniscalco, you know what I mean, the funny Italian guy gets the voice Foreman Spike, which, even though it's quite interesting, like, you know, he tries to make fun and humiliate the Mario Brothers, but I guess, you know, that's like the whole beginning of him just, like, hating the Mario Bros. And just think, like, oh yeah, you decided to work for my business, you're a joke, you always will be. So, it's kind of funny, like, in the beginning, he was, like, shown as, like, this typical a-hole boss that, you know, talks down the Mario Brothers, and then once when Bowser and all the kingdom comes around, like, even the most when Mario Luigi was going superstar mode, and then all the Goombas, the Dry Bones, and even the Shy Guys tried to attack them, Luigi just defended by saying, Luigi, you just saved our lives. So, that being said, I say bros like D tier. Not that interesting because, you know, was a jerk to the Mario Bros, and, you know, not that much to say. Cannot stop choking, Captain. Foreman Spike gets some recognition. I wish they would show Diddy Kong get more screen time, but only just a few seconds, because, you know, it's just one comment where Cranky's like, that means you, Diddy Kong. Sorry. I mean, hopefully when they make a Donkey Kong spinoff. When they show whose voices, who I was not expecting Spike to appear, I mean, only just the ones that actually has, like, a decent screen time. There's one scene where the Planeta movie, where Planeta's going to sing Peaches from the Mario movie. Wait, what? I don't think he's... I need to go see the movie myself, so I can't really make a judgment on that, so I don't know. Okay, so even though this character does not have much to do, but I think the King Penguin is also pretty funny, where he says, like, that is the taste of our fury, do you yield? So I'm like, you know what? It's the voice of Cyborg, so come on, I honestly think it's pretty funny, where he just has this very super serious voice by saying, you should not follow this door, he's kind of a bit crazy, booyakasha. But that's all I can say about the Penguin. But then we get to Lumali, which, funny enough, this minor character, this small character was, like, spoiled for McDonald's Happy Meal toy, and despite the Lumali's, like, you know, world building by saying, oh yeah, Super Mario Galaxy, she definitely is from a different cosmic where she could be raised by Rosalina, even though they did not mention or reference Rosalina, but hey, this one little small star character is kind of like the hint of the existence that Rosalina could appear in the movies. Also, even Peach has like one reference where she's like, there's a whole big universe out there with a lot of galaxies. I'm like, well, that's one thing. But I understand that's the running joke where this random Lumily that gets captured for whatever reason it is, gets like, I don't know, says the most suicidal and the most like dark stuff where he's like, the only thing is that peace is the sweet relief of death. And it's like, well, it's kind of fun. They actually hire like an actual child voice actor just to do that. Like literally when Luigi, the penguins, and also when all the conks were like on these mini jails, and then the star's like, yeah, I cannot wait to die. It's like, did Rosalina abandon this Lumily star or what? So, I don't know. I think the star is kind of like a running gag, but at the exact same time, I just don't expect it to be like interesting. And then literally the Lumily appears like literally at the end credits by saying, well, there's only nothing more, but just nothingness but empty void. And then after that, that little star decided like make music for Mario. And that's basically all I could say about the Lumily. Even though, like I said, nice little cameo for like, you know, world building, Super Mario Galaxy could exist, and yeah, so, I don't know. Where should I put the star? I mean, like, as a character, quite suicidal, but at the exact same time, I think the star is a bit more better than, I don't know, the Cranky Kong and Spike by comparison. So I guess I'll put them in a D tier. I mean, if I would have put, like, Mario's parents, I would not say anything much aside from they're kind of like the same with Spike, where they're like, they talk down to the Mario Brothers, but then once when they see them in their superstar form beating the crap out of Bowser and all of his enemies and all of the troopers that were like serving to Bowser's Kingdom, they basically have the same response to that. So that's all I could say. So Rosalie should be in the Mario movie sequel post-credit scenes. I think that would be a perfect setup if that was the case, so they could set her up for a third movie. Do you think Toadette and Buckberry will be in the sequel as they were in the poster? Hopefully they do, because, you know, and yeah, they did brought Toadsworth for the movie, but instead it's just some random blue toad guy by saying, we are counting on you, princess. I'm like, that toad in the movie could have easily been Toadsworth, but for some reason they decided not to do that. But we're not going to end the stream, but I do want to watch some Mario-related content, especially if I want to rest my voice and not cough too much in the stream, which that's going to be embarrassing to look back at, but either way, it is what it is. This is a live stream that I can do. So either way, that's all for my tier list. So just on ranking with the characters, I mean, it's pretty easy. Bowser and Mario, S tier. Luigi and DK, A tier. Toad, B tier. Peach, C tier. Kamek and this random penguin is C tier. And the rest is all D tier because, look, as much as I enjoyed this movie, I definitely still say this is like, you know, one of the better video game movies, especially a much better Mario movie than the 93 movie. But the reason why this list is not as long, because one, it's just one movie. It's not like Sonic where there's like 3 movies and 1 TV show. And I just find the Sonic characters more interesting, but the Mario cast is still iconic for who they are in the game. So that's my tier list ranking, but we'll be right back after these messages. My apologies for leaving the stream for the millionth time. I was gonna say, like, even though we're done with the tier list, but that doesn't mean we could just end off with the stream. We could just end off watching some Mario-related content since you guys are interested in this. Feel like for a third movie, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Yoshi meets Rosalie, and she tells her that her Lou is being kidnapped by Koopaling, so each word that has Koopaling. That actually is a pretty solid idea. Imagine it tells where it is the Mushroom Kingdom Council's leader's dad, so maybe, I mean, if there's gotta be one Toad that's much older, it's gotta be Toadsworth. So yeah, what do you guys think of the tier list? Like, do you approve, disapprove? By saying, like, no, we should definitely, like, switch it around. Bowser is S tier, Mario's S tier, Luigi's A tier, DK is also on A tier, Toad's on B tier and all that. I definitely say it's pretty solid for what it is, unless if I'm missing some random character like, oh, put Diddy in the tier list, put Mario's dad in the tier list, so, I don't know, you guys tell me. In the meantime, I'm going to be sipping some Aquafina. And that's kind of like a running joke I said every time I drink Walker, like, I'm going to be drinking some Aquafina. So, does anybody have any questions about the tier list before we start moving on to watch some Mario stuff? And I do have some idea. I like the hat, but you're not wearing any gloves. I could have wear Luigi gloves, but this ain't no... that's not a cosplay stream, even though I should have. I agree with your list. Mask approved. Huh, just like the Knuckles meme. Meme approved. Spike at least doesn't think that the Mario Brothers are a joke anymore. He respects them now. Even though his voice actor literally doesn't know if his character is even going to come back in the sequel. So, how about we decide to move on with some Mario content? Let's take a look. Super Mario Bros. Okay, hold on. Super Mario movie. There we go. Oh, okay, we gotta watch this. This is actually pretty cool. This is basically just the same movie, but they all decided to reanimate it, so it's like a huge collab video.
Here we are, Palace Doors, Big Bang Boom.
Kind of reminds me of the SpongeBob Rehydrated.
Come on, Mario!
Nice.
Do you yield?
I do not.
I do not.
It's the Dick Mario cartoon of Bowser, which I say King Koopa.
Stop him!
Yeah, I'm actually looking for someone. My brother, in fact, he looks exactly like
Mama Luigi.
but tall and skinny.
Why, but why? Crap, I thought it was stop motion. Secret One's pet
I will
story.
take that as a yes.
That's the toe we were just talking about, Chad. Hey, Mario Luigi brother. Dude,
I think you're nuts.
you're nuts. Garfield.
Who is this guy?
Okay, this is okay, nope, they're not gonna do that. Really take the art style. Like the animation, this video is very creative. Agreed. Oh, is that running baby? I see what they did there. They mean like instant replay whenever it comes to like playing a video game.
I'm so glad we used our live streaming for this
He's
commercial.
gonna say it. I thought he was gonna say that is cinema. Yes, I was pretty much aware of the whole Super Mario Logan references of every Nintendo character, but of course, they can't say it or else they probably would have got sued by Nintendo. In some ways they got away with it. Like the animation in this video? Yep, I've already read that comment before. Looney Tunes Earth Day blew up. How about, as we're talking about the sequel, how about we disagree with some sequel ideas in mind since you guys are talking about it in the chat? Yeah, Chris Pratt squashing Koopas. Okay, we already know about the announcement. What should we expect? Okay, that's like 5 months ago. Fan favorites are coming. Yeah, how about we watch this video right here?
Why did you stop being a vigilante? The line was crossed. I was raised to believe.
If they don't have Mario ride Yoshi in this movie, then have him jump off his back over a cliff, are they even fans of the games? The Super Mario Bros. Movie has been breaking records, beating Disney at their own game.
It used to be around that time until Inside Out 2 surprisingly outbeats Mario. How did a Pixar sequel to a 2015 movie decide to outgross Mario? But still, at least Mario's like the only non-Disney animated movie that has won over $1 billion.
And surpassing $1 billion in gross sales already. I think it's safe to assume we're getting a sequel.
Okay, whoa, I just noticed this dude's video in the background. Hold on.
Dollars in gross sales already. I think it's safe to...
Literally, he has the Mario movie toys from McDonald's all there. Like, look, bro, he literally got all of them. Hold on. He even has the Toad monster truck that I also have. And sadly, you know, freaking Donkey Kong's on a barrel, Luigi. And I think the same Luigi I got is literally just the flashlights that he just saw. And is he playing the exact same? Yeah, that's the exact same lo-fi that I just got from the video playing in the background.
To assume we're getting a sequel. Shigeru Miyamoto wants it, Illumination wants it, the entire cast does, and so do all of us. Is it gonna be good? I have no clue. But if I was in charge of making it, it would undoubtedly be worse, but still. Here's the ideas I'd be pulling from. There's 1,000 different ways you can take this sequel, and I want to know your take down in the comments. Or if one of these ideas really stands out to you, expand on it a bit. Before I get into those though, I want to go over some things I don't want to see from the next movie. And the top of that list is the whole dream premise. I've been seeing this
I'm sorry, what? Dream premise?
one all over the internet. Since the first Mario movie felt a lot like Super Mario Bros., people think its follow-up will take inspiration from Mario 2, the US version, where they meet Birdo, crawl through a bird's mouth, fight Wart, and explore a more abstract land. It's not the worst idea on paper.
Are you gonna watch Earth Blew Up Looney Tunes? I mean, I wish I could see it in theaters, but there's no one coming over. This guy also made for Sonic 4. Yes, I did see the video myself, and I do agree for most of the parts. There are some parts I do disagree, but since this is, you know, a Mario-based oriented video, we're just watching like, best ideas for what could be included for a Mario movie sequel.
But it's too early in the film franchise to pull some crap like that. And it would be
yeah, I would have loved the Mama Luigi reference.
Super unsatisfying to see the story not expand on the last film at all. That's also the reason I don't want to see any spin-off movies quite yet. The Mario...
It's honestly quite shocking because the movie made over $1 billion, and I'm honestly not saying they have to rush to make this like spin-offs, even though the sequel's like the main focus, but I'm kind of surprised like no Luigi's Mansion spin-off, no Donkey Kong Country spin-off, but you know, they're taking their time, just let them cook.
The brand is massive, and there's so many stories to tell.
Love that scene.
Stories I would love to see, but that main Mario storyline needs a bit more foundation before they start building out all these side stories. I think a Kong-focused movie would be sick. Seeing my boy King K. Rool on the...
Hold on, go back. King K. Rool would be pretty awesome to see. Yeah, Cranky looks a lot different from how it was from the movie. Hey, get away from the ditty potty. No
Seeing my
ditty.
boy King K. Rool on the big screen would be insane. And a Luigi's Mansion or Captain Toad movie could be awesome. But they should wait
I'm not sure of a Captain Toad movie, but definitely, like what fans agree, put Toadette in the next movie.
a few years. The only exception to this, in my opinion, would maybe be a movie about the baby characters. Now, in the games, I don't really care for them. They cause good characters to
I mean, we've only seen them like, what, one flashback scene of Baby Mario and Baby Luigi?
be left behind. And the
Yeah, they would have to give Yoshi a voice. I think Tom Kenny actually would be a good consideration. Like I said, since the Mario movie has tons of voice actors from Teen Titans Go from the animation.
Yoshi's Island sound effects will...
Daniel, I will go, but I will come back. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to keep the stream. I'm just trying to keep it like as entertaining, as interesting as it is. And I will still talk, but literally earlier in the stream, I'm talking about the whole Mario stuff. Like, I think during the moment where I was talking about Peach, that's where this throat strike killed by saying, "No, Daniel, you are now punished to not speak. Cough, 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 cough." Not going to make any COVID jokes about it.
will always cause me pure anxiety. But weirdly enough, I think it would work.
Full disclosure, I've never played that game, so big goodie. I mean, the only Mario games I did play when I was young was the Super Mario Tennis, Mario Party 6, the Mario Kart Double Dash, which that's an iconic one, Mario Kart Wii, the Galaxy games, which I will say Mario Galaxy 2 is literally my favorite Mario game of all time. I did play Odyssey because I was invited to a friend's house to play it. I think I did play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe one time, and I'm just trying my best. I did play Sunshine, I did play 64, which of course 64 is very iconic. And yeah, that's all I can think of.
Work really well for a movie. The whole Super Mario Movie 2 Yoshi's Island concept is intriguing.
Literally, because we had like one cameo where there's multiple Yoshis except for a green one.
And all those short glimpses of backstories we got in the first film left a ton.
Wait, why does this look like theater quality? Oh, okay, so it's like a month after the Mario release. Right, gotcha.
Of mysteries that I'd love answers to. How did Peach end up alone in the Mushroom Kingdom?
Who are her real parents?
How bad was Bowser's childhood? And let's see more of the brothers as kids. Also, was Yoshi involved in their childhood at all? And did Kami play any...
That's true, because didn't Yoshi decide to like protect Mario whenever Mario was abandoned in that island?
Significant role prior to Bowser? I want to know. It'd be a super interesting film that's filled with lore. But there's definitely some better ways they could follow up the first film. And they'd probably have a much broader appeal. Firstly, and most probably, I think the Koopalings are making their debut. And that Yoshi egg is the main reason why.
Yeah, he's gonna be cooked and be eaten by them.
In the manual for Super Mario World, it stated that Yoshis were sealed into the eggs by a group of, quote, monstrous turtles, and were given to none other than the Koopalings to be watched over. We already know they exist in this universe, thanks to the piano Bowser's playing, but it seems like their paths haven't really crossed yet. How can that be the case if they're as kids, though? They're not.
You are not! You're not the father. Gonna be so bad for Bowser
In
Jr.
2012, the creator of Mario himself confirmed that.
Oh yeah, so the Koopalings, so Bowser Jr. is like the one and only son to Bowser Jr. And yeah, we don't know who's the mother. His mom probably must have left her in the Super Mario Logan universe.
So maybe they're powerful Koopas that coexist in this realm. Either way, the end of the first movie never shows what happened to Kamek, so he's probably still alive and orchestrating a big team up for the next movie. I'll be honest though, as far as new characters, I'd be least excited to see the Koopalings. I think there's way cooler enemies to make it to the big screen. But fight scene?
Well, you know, my boy 3C Films is actually making a live stream right now. What is he streaming about? Spider-Man 4, Avengers? Alright, that's pretty sick, bro, but let's get back to the Mario content.
With all 7 of them plus Bowser would be insane. I'd much rather see Wario and Waluigi incorporated, though.
Agreed.
No Wario's coming in part 2.
Maybe DeVito would be a great warrior.
Yeah, DeVito. Alright, come on.
They're my most
Elon
wanted
Musk playing them
characters for
Saturday
this
Night
next
Live?
movie, and that's probably the case for most people. Introducing the two would be tricky, but I think they should lean heavily on the Mario Land series, and kind of combine all the games into one.
I thought they were going to take inspiration from the Wario Warfare game where he like shakes like something and then he just picks his nose and be like,
Introduce Daisy as the Princess of Sarasa Land on that desert island.
I think that might be, I think there's like this one concept art where Mario and Luigi actually has like these Star Wars looking cloaks and they actually went to that area and I'm like, huh, that's where Daisy was introduced.
And have Wario and Waluigi take that over together, locking Daisy up and raiding the territory of anything valuable. Then have Kamek convince the two to team up with Bowser and ransack the much more lucrative mushroom.
And then it just makes it more capable of like having new team members like Daisy, Yoshi, and Toad.
Mushroom Kingdom. I know I'm relying on Kamek a lot in both of these cases, but he was the second biggest villain in the movie, and he definitely has the power to make that happen. I think they should treat Wario's character a lot like Knuckles in the second Sonic movie, where he's the big tough guy that's easy to persuade. And maybe they could even have Bowser betray him in the end to set up a Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi team-up fight against Bowser. Or maybe Wario goes to help Bowser solo and leaves Waluigi alone to watch over Sarasa Land, where he tries to rizz up Daisy throughout the entire movie for some cheap laughs. If they don't end up using the Wario Bros, it'd be a huge letdown for sure. But a Mario-Bowser team-up could be a lot of fun too. Given the right circumstances, it could be so great. But they need to bring in a really powerful and threatening enemy to justify it, and none really come to mind. There's some more niche characters that pose that world-ender level threat, but none are very iconic, and a majority of kids, which is a major portion of the demographic, wouldn't know who the hell it is. Whatever it ends up being though, it would have to capture Peach with intent to kill her. And since Mario and Bowser both care about her so much, they'd be able to put their beef aside to save her as partners.
I don't think it's going to happen in the second movie, but possibly like the third film. yeah, Kamek did not fight Mario and Luigi in Brooklyn so he could escape for a Koopa recruiting. He's like, yeah, I mean, since he is a Magic Koopa, it would make sense. And yeah, it's a good thing they actually acknowledge that by saying, I don't think Kamek was in the final battle. Once when I rewatch it, like, of course, Bowser was there. He was beating up Donkey Kong, and then Mario and Luigi beats up Bowser, and then they just beat the living crap out of all of the Piranha Plants, the Dry Bones, and all the Goombas. But, you know, I think they could bring Kamek back for, like, a meaningful role and actually team up with the Wario brothers.
Maybe they could make it work with Wario. But personally, I'd love to see some sort of extraterrestrial threat, and have Rosalina eventually interfere to save the day.
Third movie, save that for the third movie.
That would also provide a lot more context to the Lumily being in the first movie.
Than just, like, you know, the star just thinking, like, very dark and, dare I say, suicidal thoughts, which is quite messed up. But I get that's the joke of the Lumily.
But lastly, let's not forget to mention Bowser Jr.
Yes.
How could the follow-up involve him? Well,
not the father.
his inclusion might be the trickiest, since he's canon to be
I remember Bowser Jr. used to talk like that in Sunshine.
Bowser's son, and him not mentioned in the...
Like I said, the Willem Dafoe as Waluigi. Like, once again, Charlie Day is the one that campaigns for Danny DeVito because of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But, like I said, freaking Willem Dafoe as Waluigi, I don't know, that seems pretty nutty. It's Waluigi time. Back to formula.
The first movie would be tough to explain.
Dear.
If they get over that hump, though, they could take it in some really cool directions.
That's in the Rabbids
Maybe
game,
Mario and the
isn't it?
gang vacation after saving the world, and the movie literally just expands on the ideas in Mario Sunshine. Or Bowser Jr. was off doing bigger things, while his dad obsessed over this Peach chick, and he comes back after
In some ways, to make Bowser Jr. make sense, like, oh yeah, that's the son of Bowser.
hearing about what happened to him. Then they do the whole kidnap Peach and make her my mom thing all over again. I don't know. But
That was funny for such. I was like, yeah, you ate your mama.
whoever ends up being the main villain needs to be finished off by Luigi this time.
Yeah, because, you know, they need to give, like, more a presence and more respect to Luigi in the new film this time.
He really needs an arc where he overcomes that dependence on Mario. Kind of like Tails did in the first Sonic Adventure game.
That's a really good comparison because they have plenty of things in common.
That would be a super positive step for his character.
Bro, just literally just put a super pun when it comes to that.
And if it happened, that would be the perfect time for a Luigi's Mansion spinoff.
I've seen that thumbnail before. It's from the... I forgot what's the name of the channel.
Real quick, if I were in charge of casting for these new
Super Nintendo World.
characters, whichever ones end up making it in, I'd want Amy Poehler as Daisy,
Okay, I see why.
Danny DeVito as Wario,
Yes.
Willem Dafoe as Waluigi.
Hey, you don't mention it in the comments. Hold on, let me just think about it. Hold on, let's get back to the Danny DeVito as Wario. Here we go. What do you prefer, rabbits or minions? Honestly, I would take the rabbits over the minions either day. Because even though they have plenty of things in common, but I just think the rabbits are quite more underrated compared to the minions. Man, now that I'm seeing Danny DeVito as Wario, once again, not only that's perfect cast, it kind of reminds me of the M&M Super Bowl commercial where the red M&M turns into Danny DeVito where he's like, I'm human, do you want to eat me? And then one episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, do you want to eat me? Did you bang my wife? So funny.
Danny DeVito as Wario, Willem Dafoe as...
You know, I'm something of a Waluigi bro myself. Strong enough to take over the princess. Too weak to take it. I'm just quoting like Green Goblin quotes. Adam Mario.
as Waluigi, Kristen Shaw as Bowser Jr.,
Not who I'm expecting, but it's just gonna sound like Mabel, but in the form of Bowser Jr.
Elizabeth Banks as Rosalina,
You know, I was gonna say like, I don't know, somebody like Brie Larson or something, but you know what? I can't complain about that cast of choice because Elizabeth Banks is a fine woman.
Tom Kenny as Yoshi,
Perfect casting.
and Jack Black with a bunch of different voices as the Koopa Wings.
That would be quite uncanny.
It'd be so funny to hear what he comes up with for that. But again, let me know your ideas in the comments down below. And consider checking out my
honestly not
video
bad.
about the first Mario movie. Thanks for watching.
Literally, bro decided to dip off like it's a Discord call, which is pretty funny. And even though I do approve like most of this guy's like other Super Mario Bros. Movie sequels, but aside from like, you know, talking about the sequel talks about the exact same time, how about we decide to look at Super Nintendo World, which guys, since I've been to Universal Orlando not too long ago, which was like a month ago, which obviously I made a vlog about it, I might have secret access just to go to Super Nintendo World, just saying. Okay, there's the one in Japan, there's one in California. Not sure if we're ready to do the Orlando version, and they made a real-life Donkey Kong, which is really fun to think about it. Anyway, I'm missing on the chat. Eating at Culver's. Hey, yo, nice. They actually have some pretty cool burgers right there. I definitely like their milkshakes. Their milkshakes are really banging good. Anyway, as I was saying, I might have the chance to go to Super Nintendo World in Orlando, but here's the thing, guys. It's not public announced to, like, you know, be released to everyone around the world until, like, May 22nd, 2025. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Even though I don't have the rights to, like, record or take pictures if I go to Epic Universe, like, later on in the future, like, once when I go to Epic Universe for, like, an exclusive sneak peek of 2025, would you guys be interested in a review? Obviously, I can't take pictures or videos, but I think, like, a review of me, like, how's the park like? Maybe I could, if you guys are interested. And that being said, speaking of Super Nintendo World, I think that would be cool. I think this would be pretty nice to see, like, a walk around Donkey Kong. Let's take a look at this clip.
This is
right
the new
here.
Donkey Kong Country area at Universal Studios Japan.
Yep,
and
it
this
is
is
Japan.
everything you can do inside. First, let's talk about the
You
Minecart
can literally
Madness.
meet Seth
This is a
Rogen in
roller
a
coaster
monkey
ride
suit.
that takes you through Donkey Kong's Golden Temple.
It looks accurate to the video games, but also accurate for what the movie has shown us.
Inside, you can see all the beautiful murals, squawks, and even Cranky Kong inside.
Hey,
but if you use the
Cranky.
Express Pass, you might skip out on some experiences. Like us. But I'll take the faster
Well, I can't wait to get this one in
queue
Florida.
any day though. Then you get on the minecart, just like in the game. Get
Minecraft?
launched through a barrel, jump over a broken track, and even run through bodies of water. It's super fast and really, really fun.
Well, it's dry now, but you're definitely gonna get wet.
Second, let's check out the food.
I expected
There's two
it.
spots here.
Oh,
This little-
nice. Wait, Donkey Kong has chili dogs? That's a Sonic thing to do, man. Hold on, let me look back.
Check out the food. There's two spots.
Yeah, that kind of does look like a chili dog with Dorito chips. I didn't know Japan had that. I would love to visit Super Nintendo World someday, whether it's either Universal Studios Hollywood or the upcoming Epic Universe. I mean, you can literally go now to California or Japan, because this is the Japan footage as we're looking at it. But for Florida's version, luckily I'm going to have some early access just to go there, but obviously I don't have permission just to record or take pictures, or else you would get, like, banned the parks. But even though it will be open to the public on May 22nd, so it's not too long of a wait.
Here.
I like that the mug is literally based on the Donkey Kong barrels, like, you know, in the Donkey Kong video games.
This little hut sells DK Wild hot dog, avocado and
Oh,
cheese
okay.
topped up with tortilla chips, and it's good.
So it's
I
not
hope they never
chili
remove this
dog.
because this is 10 out of 10 for us. There's also the Jungle Beach Shakes hut, where
I mean, you gotta make some shakes, because, you know, bananas and monkeys.
we can get this 2 Donkey Kong Crush Sundae flavor. The hot one is the banana chocolate flavor, or the cold
What about a banana split? You know what I mean?
one, tropical banana. And since it's winter right now, the hot one was our choice.
It doesn't even look cold over there.
Get the mug too, by the way, because why not take home some souvenir, right?
Mm-hmm. It's better off to not waste it.
You can also meet Donkey
Speaking of Donkey Kong, I've been recently playing Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Nintendo Switch. Speaking of DK, there he
Kong
is.
in person, and
Dudes and
man,
Pegs!
he is here. Now, if you own the Super Nintendo Power-Up bands,
Order
they
that's
now
right.
just added the Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong version. There's a lot of
No
interactive
diddy.
games you can do, like finding hidden letters that spells K-O-N-G.
I
for
think
an
that is a
achievement
common
on
thing
your
in
USJ
Nintendo
app.
World. You have
The
to have,
most
like, a
fun, though, is
wristband, and
playing
then you
this
have to do
Bongo
the
Breakout
game.
minigame, where you can summon Rambi the Rhino. And finally, Funky Kong's Flying
cool.
By for all your merchandise shopping needs.
Funky
But look at this
Kong.
one. This is from
Oh, that looks exactly like the one from the Nintendo
Tomica,
stores.
and it's Donkey Kong on a minecart. That's awesome.
And what do you know, they literally have a merch store that's based on DK stuff. Heck, when I was at Universal, they did have, like, merch for Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser, but not Donkey Kong.
Visit Super Nintendo World to meet your favorite characters. After a short trip through a warp pipe, you'll enter the magical world of Super Mario. Here you'll be.
Welcome back, some magic guy, I don't know. Also, I like the fact that this YouTuber is using the Gussie Garden track from Super Mario Galaxy, which I will give credit to the movie referencing that in the credits, because the Mario Galaxy games are my favorite Mario games in the franchise.
Able to encounter Peach, Mario, Luigi, and even
Could have swore someone probably must have proposed to Peach.
Toad.
What's surprising about the Mario and Luigi mascots is the fact that they do talk and they emote, kind of like what Mickey Mouse does in the Disney World theme park. So Universal's just making Mickey Mouse run for his money.
Unlike most mascot characters that kind of stand there and don't say anything, these ones have pre-recorded voice lines to play back to the guests when they're taking photos.
Except for Toad, because you literally have to cast a dwarf just to be inside that Toad.
So you'll want to come visit Super Nintendo World.
I need to get one of those Luigi hats, because, you know, they're a lot more bigger. But that being said, how about we decide to go over the food, or in this case, a review of the park. Because I know this is Japan, this is California. Let's just go with TPM Vids.
Welcome to TPM Vids, where we talk all about theme parks and more.
And Disney.
Or, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us...
Let's skip ahead to, there we go, Nintendo content that doesn't get me copyrighted.
Radiates from every corner.
Honestly, I would like to see Yoshi Island Park Super Nintendo World. I mean, this is California's version. Maybe in Florida we do have like a Yoshi roller coaster, I believe, so... I'll just see like the similarities and differences.
And the sights and sounds truly immerse you right into the video game world. There's so much to do and it's a lot of fun. Today, get ready for a complete tour of the land. From tips, tricks, and secrets to deliciously themed food, the Mario Kart ride, and everything else in between. So sit back as we count down the top 10 things in Super Nintendo World you can't miss. Number 10. It's not Super Nintendo without the characters. And here in Super Nintendo World, you can meet Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach. You don't want to miss them because they're actually articulated characters. They have the ability to blink, move their mouth, and speak to interact with guests.
It's nice to meet you.
Even just watching them is entertaining. Mario and Luigi meet together in the middle of the land by the warp pipe, then Princess Peach meets under the gazebo across from her castle. Their sets last about 15 minutes each, and for Mario and Luigi, they did cut the line off pretty much as soon as they came out.
Thank you so much for coming to play.
They were quite the popular pair, so my advice would be to get in line just before their scheduled set begins.
I really hope we get to meet the Mario Brothers. Hey, I'm a fan of TPM vids. Well, yeah, for the very first time, we're actually going to react to the live stream. Let me see, Danny DeVito voiced Phil from Hercules, the villain from Space Jam. Yeah, I'm pretty aware. Danny DeVito has his career for, like, voicing a lot of characters. I mean, bro, he's literally the Lorax. Have you seen TPM Vids Chuck E. Cheese videos? Yes, I have. I have been watching their videos before, so I'm like, you know what? Even though they're mostly known for their Disney World stuff, I'm like, you know what? They definitely have, like, a good job for, like, their other stuff. And yeah, I think it was, like, one of their most popular uploads when you mentioned Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, if I could meet the Mario Brothers, then yeah, I'd do like a simple, funny impression, kind of like what Brian Hall has done.
Cut the line off pretty much as soon as they came out.
But yeah, I will say that the mascot suits look really good.
Thank you so much for coming to play.
They were quite the popular pair, so my advice would be to get in line just before their scheduled set begins.
I mean, I would like to because, bro, it's the Mario Brothers. Everybody loves them, so gotta say hello to Chris Pratt and Charlie Day. Still like the fact that it's Charles Martinet's pre-recorded voices before they have like the new voice for, you know, Mario and Luigi right now. Wahoo!
Number 9. One way to really level up your experience in Super Nintendo World is with the power-up band. Now, in my honest opinion, I think the power-up bands are a must. They really heighten your experience in the...
I've heard about it, but it probably also might be expensive as well, even though I think you're supposed to get like an app or something, and then you decide to use like the whatever character it is, whether it's Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and then you just put that in, use the location thing, use the watch, and then you just use the coin blocks. As there's no locations in the United States, what's your thoughts on Jack in the Box coming to Florida? Wait, it is? Well, if that's the case, then I'll be interested, especially since the mascot's pretty funny. So if it's around my local area, I'd like to give it a try, whether it's Tiny Tacos or something.
Land, since so much of what's offered is interactive. There are 6 different character bands available, and
so yeah, Yoshi, Peach, Mario, Luigi, Daisy, and Toad. Makes sense.
At $40 each, I'd say...
$40 just for a wristband? That means I have to replace this watch. Like, can this count? Nintendo. Make this a Nintendo brand, then I can use this as my cheat codes. No, I'm just kidding. Just don't take that seriously.
They're definitely worth it. Now,
Daniel, what are your top 5 favorite Mario characters? That's a really good question. So, I definitely like Luigi because definitely I'm wearing the Luigi hats. Number 2 will be Mario. I mean, even though, yeah, we just did a tier list of the movie characters, but if we're talking about generally speaking, then Luigi, Mario, Waluigi's pretty funny. Yeah, I'll put Bowser on number 3. Number 4 will be Waluigi. Number 4 will be Bowser. There we go.
Now, there are a couple places to purchase them. They're available in the 1-Up factory and from the
Hey yo, do not make a horny joke out of that. That's just wrong.
vending machines by the giant piranha plant. You can also find them in some gift shops as soon as you enter the park upstairs.
Or I guess you pre-order it just like what you do with Disney wristbands.
Now, once you have your power-up band, open the Universal app and click Super Nintendo World to add the band to your account. During your time in Super Nintendo World, this app will be your best friend. Oh, and once you add your band, you can also change your display name. As you walk around, you'll see tons of coin boxes, but if you punch one without a band, you'll hear
Ryan holds in impressions at Nintendo World. We can go to that video if you guys prefer to.
this. But with the power-up band, you'll hear this.
See, it
That sound
activates
is
just like
pure
mine.
serotonin. And you're able to punch these boxes as much as you want to collect digital coins. As the
Alright, I need more cheat codes.
day goes on, see how many coins you can rack up. But this is just the beginning of the interactive elements in the land. Number 8. Another thing you can't miss in Super Nintendo World
Now, come to think about it, since this park, well, the one in California, Universal Studios Hollywood, it literally did open when that first Mario movie came out. I think literally Chris Pratt was there, Keegan-Michael Key's there, because obviously they're the voices of Mario and Toad in the movie. And I think some other actors like Brie Larson was there. I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. But hey, once again, California beats us to it, while here in Florida, we have like 3 more months, but don't worry, I'll experience this once when it's March 25th, 2025. I know it's not open yet to everyone, but I'll go there exclusively for my own privacy.
If you have a power-up band, are the Key Challenge mini-games. There are 4 of them here at Universal Studios Hollywood, which can all be identified with this gold key icon.
Heyo.
First up is Piranha Plant Nap Mishap, where you need to turn off all the alarm clocks.
Yeah, I wish Super Nintendo World has like Wario, Waluigi, Bowser Jr., Bowser, Rubs, and Bowser. Like, yeah, they could like do something related for Bowser. Cool, mine are Rosalina, Yoshi, Gino, Toad, Wario, Waluigi. Yeah, I can definitely tell you like the Wario Bros better.
That's before the Piranha Plant wakes up. This is definitely one that's easier when there's more than one person because you will be running around a lot. I mean, it would...
I saw people vlogging with this, including those that literally took their plushes with them, and they literally had to do like a timer that goes bing, 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 like it's an actual game, and you have to make sure the timer doesn't go out.
It's quite a workout.
I know this is going to be pretty superficial, but since, you know, I'm mostly known for making a lot of Sonic content, it's like, look, as much as I credit Nintendo for giving us, like, Super Mario and Super Nintendo World, when are we going to get, like, a Sega type of theme park, like, you know, with Sonic the Hedgehog, especially after the movies? I think it would be so cool to get, like, a Sonic roller coaster, but I don't think Universal will do that because, you know, they're more partnership with Nintendo. Too bad we can't pay tickets to go to Universal Epic Universe unless you have to go to 2 Universal theme parks before Epic Universe. I think that's the current deal right now, but they probably might change it once when Epic Universe starts to open. But you know what? It is what it is for this one.
Then there's Koopa Troopa Power Punch. Say that 3 times fast. Here you need to time your power block punch so that the last block lights up with the shell in the middle of the pipe. Before you begin, it gives you the timing of the lights.
Minigame.
Getting the timing just right is especially challenging if you're on hard mode. Thwomp Panel Panic at the back of the land is nestled inside this mini cave. Here, the objective is to flip all the blue squares to yellow. It may seem
I'm aware there's like mini games where you decide to like go to like small rooms as long as you got the wristband.
easy, but this is another one of the more challenging ones. Again, having more than one person also makes this a lot easier. Lastly, with Goomba Crazy Crank, you need to crank the wheel as consistently as possible so you can knock down that Goomba. This is probably my favorite one. Now, you are able to play every key challenge as much as you'd like. You just need to get back in line. You'll collect a key for each successful attempt, but after you do them once that day, you'll automatically get the hard mode for every subsequent turn. So as the day goes on, it will get a bit more difficult, but you can stack these keys, and there's a good reason for it. Number 7. Now you're not just collecting keys for nothing. Once you've collected at least 3 keys, you're able to tackle Bowser Jr. in Shadow Showdown to win back the Golden Mushroom. Now Shadow Showdown is located at the back of the land, so make sure you don't miss this. Once you verify you have 3 keys, you'll find yourself in Bowser Jr.'s castle. I really loved all the pictures on the wall and seeing all this graffiti. It was really great atmosphere and the theming in here was just perfect. Plus there were more interactive features. Now, once you're briefed on how to play, you'll enter the chamber and head to your assigned number to begin the challenge. You'll spend the next 2 minutes swatting bob-ombs away, ducking bullet bills, and jumping to get power-ups. It's a real...
Yeah, while I was looking for ticket prices for Epic Games earlier this year, I think I've recently watched a YouTube video, which I think for pre-order tickets it's like 134 tickets, but then when the park is finally open, I think it's going to be 179, so that's like $180. Okay, hanging out for the nights. Well, thank you, Ethan, for stopping by the stream. Maybe in the next stream you can do a reaction to Brian Hall's. I'm just going to focus on the Nintendo one, but hey, I do like Brian Hall. Good voice actor, good YouTuber. He makes really good content, I'll say that.
Really fun little challenge, and this is another one you can do multiple times a day, especially if you have a bunch of keys stacked up in your account. For every 3 keys, you can do Shadow Showdown.
I want to get to the cafe, like the food looks really good. Have you seen Disney Dance videos?
Toadstool Cafe.
Pause. That bro has one of the most funniest laughs where he goes, I can't even do it, but he has like really hilarious laughs. But of course, I've watched Disney Dance videos. I saw his Grinch Evolution video, his Shrek one. Bro really makes a lot of entertaining content.
Where Toad and the staff have been cooking up some delicious creations.
Once when I go there, I can't wait to eat the food. Like, I think this video is definitely going to reveal it.
All of which just happen to be inspired by Italian-American cuisine.
Yummy!
Now, once you order, you're seated at a table in the dining room, and the food is delivered by a team member. As you're waiting, you can watch the toads in the kitchen, or look out to the other windows to get a view of the Mushroom Kingdom. One thing
really gives me 64 vibes.
You won't want to miss if you're eating in the restaurant is Bowser's airship passing by the windows.
That would be nice if they got the music that goes bum 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 bum, but because you get it, it's the Bowser airship theme from the Galaxy game.
Music gets all ominous, the lights turn blue, and all the toads freak out. It's great.
Yep, I knew it. They actually played the theme.
Now, when it comes to the food, it's all fantastically themed.
Yummy. So $12.99, $5.99. Okay, so they're not that expensive when it comes to salads.
And I was able to try all...
And the main food is like $20. All right, not too expensive.
The items available at the time.
Okay.
I'll rate each dish out of 5 stars, so get ready for the TPM Nintendo food review.
All right,
First, we'll start off with the Superstar Lemon Squash drink. It
looks quite fruity.
It was a honey lemon soda with mango and tropical...
Mango, you say? I love me some mango. And some boba, I mean, you know, make inspired by Japanese drinks.
Boba. It wasn't too sweet, and it was a solid 5 stars.
I'm definitely drinking that.
Highly recommend this. Next up are the appetizers.
Oh, that's cool. They actually made the tomato like it's piranha plant. Clever.
The piranha plant caprese salad looks really...
I can tell that's pesto on the tomato.
Fun, but aside from the 2 slices of buffalo mozzarella, there really isn't much to this dish. The piranha plant head was literally just half a tomato on a plate, so I'd give it 2 stars. Next up are the toast...
Ooh, I've actually tasted garlic knots before, and it's like, yeah, pretty cheesy, but pretty good. And I know they're trying to make them look like mushroom heads.
Little cheesy garlic knots. This mushroom-shaped bread sort of lacked flavor.
Little Caesars and ew, why does it look dry?
And wasn't as garlicky as you'd expect. The marinara dipping sauce, however, was very tasty, and that redeemed this dish a bit, so I'd give it a 2.5 star out of 5.
Right.
Next up are the salads.
Oh, that's nice. They made the Yoshi eggs, made the croutons, and they actually got star fruit. You get it? Because stars in the Mario games?
We'll start with the Yoshi's favorite fruit and veggie salad. It was very light and fresh tasting with lots of fruit, but they went a bit heavy on the apple vinaigrette dressing. The Yoshi eggs looked really cool, but they were just unseasoned croutons, so it was kind of like eating a stale piece of bread. Overall, it was a good option for a salad, so I'd give this 3.5 stars. Next was the Superstar Chicken Salad. This was pretty much just a standard chicken Caesar salad, but it was very, very underwhelming. And I love Caesar salad. The chicken tasted okay, but the lettuce was really wet, and overall it was just kind of sad. So I'd give it 1.5 stars. Now, when it comes to the main dishes, everything was phenomenal. We'll start with the fire flour, spaghetti, and meatballs. I went in expecting to hate this because pasta is usually something that isn't executed well at a theme park, but
favorite Disney Damn Viz, the Kermit video. That's quite an iconic one.
This was fantastic. It was on the spicier side, which added a nice little kick, but the sauce was very tasty, and the meatballs were juicy and full of tons of flavor.
Or in other words, that's a spicy meatball. It's either if I'm gonna have the budget to either pay for one of the burgers or the spaghetti, if they're only like 20 bucks in that area.
I would get this again in a heartbeat, so it gets a solid 5-star rating from me.
Well, I'm definitely digging in for that my menu.
Next is the Mario Burger.
That's the biggest debate. The Mario Burger. Because look at it. Juicy, piece of bacon, and you got your American curly fries.
This was a standard bacon mushroom cheeseburger, but honestly, it was one of the best beef burgers I've had at a theme park. The beef was juicy, there was tons of flavor, and the truffle fries were nice
juicy wiggle
and crispy. I'd give this 4.5 stars. Then finally, there is the
Hey yo, Luigi has like pesto. I do like me some pesto, so slice that with bell
Luigi
pepper.
burger. And if you're a chicken pesto fan, then you need to try this. It's pretty much a grilled chicken burger with cheese, pesto, and roasted green peppers. I was kind of skeptical of the green peppers, but it added such a nice freshness to the bite that I was not expecting. Then pair that with the truffle fries and the pesto dip, and you have yourselves a 5-star meal. Great job, Toad. And for those of you with a sweet tooth, let's check out the desserts. You can't skip those. If you're a fan of rich coffee-flavored tiramisu, then the
Nah, because I'm not a woman.
question block tiramisu is the exact opposite. It had very little coffee flavor, and it was more on the creamier side. The question blocks were like shortbread cookies, so those were okay, but overall it gets 3 stars. My favorite dessert was definitely the Mount Bean.
Now this is the one I definitely want to dine for, because think about it. It's green frosting, vanilla chocolate frazzers, and you got the flagpole.
Cake. It was a cake spin on Neapolitan ice cream. Inside there was chocolate pudding, strawberry mousse, and vanilla cookie cake, topped with a matcha mousse.
Now that's speaking my taste buds.
The vanilla cake was a lot more firm than what I was expecting, but it was a solid 5 stars for flavor. It was delicious, and it also looked super cute. Last but not least, the Princess Peach Cupcake.
Yes, diabetes if you want to put more of that icing in your stomach.
It's much bigger than it looks, but it's just your basic funfetti cupcake with buttercream frosting. And there's a lot of frosting. I'd give it 2 stars. Now, I didn't try the kids' meals, but there's a mini burger and a kids' pasta. Overall, the food at Toadstool Cafe provides you with a variety of options. Some of it is top-tier theme park food, plus everything is very...
Well, that's the thing. If you're gonna make an investment of going to a theme park, you probably want to spend money on food that's a bit more exclusive rather than just your casual burger. Get the Mario Water Burger.
Very photogenic. You really can't go wrong here. Now, if you've already tried one of these dishes, which one was your favorite?
I think I want to go with either the Luigi Burger, the Firestar Spaghetti, or probably, what is it called? The Beanpole Cake? I'll take that.
Comment below. Nope.
Let's move on with the next request, as I'm definitely seeing in the comments. Have you seen Dizzy Dan's creepy Mickey Mouse constant video? The thumbnail will give me nightmares. I don't think I saw that one, but I'm probably not going to be interested in checking that out. But anyway, let's see my boy Brian Hall playing off his best impressions in front of the Mario characters themselves. Yeah, he literally went to Super Nintendo World in California, and then he decides to do this, literally at the parks.
Wahoo! Hello everyone, welcome to Nintendo Month. Let's go!
All throughout the month of April, we're going to be doing videos all about Nintendo. Talking
Makes sense because of the movie came out around that time.
about the new Mario movie, doing song covers, epic recaps, all leading up to the granddaddy of them all doing an impression of every single Super Smash Bros. Character. Yes, I am terrified of this, but enjoy the show.
Oh, hi there Luigi! Hi there Mario!
And then bro literally had to start off with Toad before the Mario Bros.
Hey!
How are you today?
I'm doing great!
Oh yeah, so great
At least he didn't screech and decide to make an annoying song out of it.
to see my favorite character.
But we all know everyone loves Mario too, yeah? Alright, can we take a picture?
Luigi. Luigi.
Okay, that honestly kind of fits the interaction. Even though it's recorded.
Oh, thank you!
Honestly, if I were him, I kind of would like wear something Mario related, then it honestly would have fit more for that.
I got to go now. Bye-bye!
He could have said like, thank you so much for playing my game. Wahoo!
Oh, Princess Peach! I've been looking all over the Mushroom Kingdom!
And how do you do, Prince?
Oh, I do quite well. Thank you for asking.
Oh yeah, can we take a picture together?
Sweet.
No offense to that bro's teeth, he definitely needs a dental checkup. Not Brian, but no. I'm gonna rewind back to see what I mean. Go back. A little more. No offense, that bro definitely needs a checkup for the dentist. Just saying.
1, 2, and 3.
3, 2, and 1. Got it? You want it again?
Oh, mamma mia! Thank you so much.
Thank you for being my friend.
Oh, yes, we'll see you later. Yes.
Well, at least he didn't do a Peach pressure. That would have been way too weird.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie in 60 seconds.
Hello, Super Mario Bros.
Our first customer?
We'll be there in no time.
It looks like no one's been down here for years.
Ah!
Luigi! Well, where am I?
The
This is literally what the movie is.
Mushroom Kingdom.
Have you seen my brother? Last I saw him, he was heading towards the lava world.
Let's just go talk to the princess. She can help.
Okay, I hope Luigi's alright.
Squid
You help me
Games.
save my brother. Okay.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Princess Peach has a human named Mario. Cranky Kong, we need your army to help defeat Bowser.
Sure, if you defeat my son, you can have my army.
Okay, that's pretty solid, the Seth Rogen level. It's more like...
Now I died.
Well, this can't be good.
Now will you marry me?
You can't be serious.
Bullet Bill now!
I got this.
Gotta say, Brian's voice as Jablix Bowser, easily the best one.
And that might have been a bad idea.
Where's my star?
And there you go, that's the ending of that. Now let's go back. I think this is probably like the best time to end off the stream, but just to end it off, how about we decide to end off with the Mario main theme song and then we just call it a night. But first of all, let's just end this off with the Jimmy Fallon show, but also with the cast with the Mario Bros. Let's get on with it right now since people are leaving. So yeah, you guys are not bored of it. So without getting copyrights, let's send this off with a swan song with the Mario theme by Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Jack Black, King Michael Key. Cranky Kong. Why do I hear squid do? Best part is that brother pops up.
Dig it, dig it, dig it.
That Black has the N-word pass. He definitely gets the pass for that. Stay prayed up. Now for the longest stretch, for the longest stretch of singing ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, I'm loving it like it's McDonald's. Of course the banana beans have to be there. Best way to end it off with Shigeru Miyamoto. Hey, hey, I know it. So yeah, that's the end for the Mario movie stream. I decided to like add some content for one to rest my voice so that I'm not coughing in the middle, even though it's going to be caught on camera of me just choking up some poisonous mushrooms. And yes, thank you. Definitely a great way to end off the stream. So yeah, of course, nothing too special out of the, hey, let's just talk about the whole Mario movie stream, but y'all asked for this. So as we move on for what's next for the channel, I mean, we'll definitely see how it goes. There might be more YouTube shorts on the way. My Mario movie review. If you want to see more tier list streams, there's literally going to make more future polls about it, whether it's this, or that. And thank you all for watching the stream. And I'll definitely see you to the other side in the Mushroom Kingdom. Anyways, this is Mario. It's a me, a Mario. Wahoo!